is here. It's big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California. The first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Anton. I'm here with my dream girl. Here she is. We've been talking about her for a year and a half. Liz, look at this. I bought you a rose.
Aw, you're so sweet. All right, you get brownie points.
Oh, already, man. You know, you said you were going to make me blush throughout the show.
Oh, don't worry. We still have 3 hours to go.
We got 3 hours to go, and we're alone here in the booth. There's nobody else in the booth.
Yeah,
If I kick the cameraman
and
out.
guess what's right in front of your face?
Ooh, nice pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Nice pictures that you're going to sign for me and such.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is going to be amazing. Not only is Lizu here tonight, but tonight is our big game. It's 2040 No Limit Hold'em. It's an uncapped buy-in game. It's a cash game for anybody that's joining us for the first time, not a tournament. You can rebuy at any time. It's a $2,000 minimum game. There is no maximum. And let's head over to the table and let's get started. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of different things. There's a lot of things going on tonight. We'll start right off here by introducing the players. Seat number 1, of course, a live at the bike regular. That is Alan in seat number 1. Seat number 2, we've got Jack. In seat number 3, which is currently vacant, we've got Ed coming into the game. Currently vacant here in seat number 3. There we go. Seat number 4, I believe that is going to be Corporation Mike. He is away from the table there as well, but you can see those chips. Seat number 5, we've got Alex. Alex used to work for the WPT. Now he does some freelance things, and now he's a teacher. He's an instructor at the WPT boot camp, and you know Alex's game, right?
Yeah, and he's actually a good friend of mine.
Great, so we can get a little bit of background.
And I'm wishing I'm sitting in that empty seat
in
right
that
now.
seat 4.
Mm-hmm.
Seat number 6, we've got Dawn there with the sporting the martinspoker.com. We'll get into a little bit more of that as the show goes along. Seat number 7, live at the bike favorite, Barry Woods. There he is, the myth, the legend. Seat number 8, we've got the host of the game. That's Mo. And seat number 9, Riverboat King on 2+2 for people that are familiar. That is Jonas. Jonas over there in seat number 9, played on the show a whole lot. So we're playing 2040 No Limit Hold'em here. The white chips are $100 chips. The brown chips are $10 chips. This is a cash game, as always. So obviously the strategy is much different from a tournament for people that are, just joining us for this first time. You can see right there, we entered this hand in the middle. Alex looks like he's leading into the river here with pocket 6s. He's bet $400. We didn't see the pre-flop flop return action here. We can see that Jonas in seat 9 actually has the best hand. Looks like it's a $400 bet into about a $1,300 pot. So Jonas is getting close to 4-1 on his money. $1,700 pot, about $400 to call here. He's got middle pair, and he's going to make the call. And your buddy Alex is going to lose the first hand of the night there.
Wow.
Again, we just popped into that hand, right off the bat. We didn't really know the backstory of what happened pre-flop, on the flop, and on the turn.
Look at Alex's face.
Now, does Alex usually play at levels this high?
Yes, he does.
He does?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. And actually, he made it to the final table during the middle event.
Well, it's funny. We were talking about you possibly coming into this game, and I don't think you necessarily knew that this was actually a cash game. And obviously, that is your forte. I mean, you started playing tournaments, had some big cashes last year at the World Series of Poker. I know that you're a high-limit Hold'em specialist, but I also read that you've been playing more and more in no-limit cash games. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Ever since I signed with Martin's Poker, I've been traveling and playing a lot of the tournaments.
A lot of the tournaments?
Yeah, I'm following the circuit,
Uh-huh.
yes.
And you play in some of the no-limit cash games that go on the side there as well?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, limit Hold'em is your game, but, how do you feel about the differences? I mean, you're not that experienced with no-limit cash games yet, as opposed to, your high-limit Hold'em play, right?
Yeah, my game with No Limit is not as strong as my limit because I've played limit a lot longer.
Yeah.
But for the last, I'd say 2 years, I've picked up a lot of tells, and by joining Martin's Poker and just watching all my team members play, I've picked up a lot of tells, and they've taught me a lot as well.
A lot of live tells that you've picked up from No Limit Cash games.
Exactly.
You know, it's funny. We always talk about David and I on the show. Our co-host David Tuckman, who's still in Vegas at the World Series of Poker. Sometimes people put a little bit too much credence in physical tells, whereas you can really define somebody's hand more by betting patterns.
That's correct.
Yeah, and you know, some people say, well, I'm going to read this guy, I'm going to put my sunglasses on and read them, when in fact they're really not paying attention to really some of the most important information that's going on during the hand, maybe when they're not even involved in the hand. So again, we're playing 20-40 no limit hold'em. The brown chips are $10 chips, the whites are hundreds. The button here is in seat number 6. Looks like we got an early position limp here by Jonas with 7-4 spades. Now Alex is in the cutoff here, Liz. He's got queen 10 of diamonds, and he's going to make it 240 to go here. He's going to raise it 200. Jonas is up front with 7-4 of spades. He limped in under the gun. A tough hand to play out of position, and he is not going to get involved. You know, Liz, we had done so much before the show, and there were so much things going on. You know, you just kind of hopped right into the booth there as a fresh start. I was going to say, you know, you get your whole card cameras here, and this main picture is what everybody on the at home sees. And of course, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated. You can also follow a live thread started on the internet by going to 2plus2.com spelled out. Click on televised poker, official Live at the Bike thread for Wednesday, July 12th. Special guest, Liz Lee. The button's going to move over here to Barry Woods in seat number 7. So you say that Alex plays in this game quite a bit. He has a lot of cash game experience. I know he was a WPT tournament instructor in their boot camp.
If I can recall correctly, he did tell me he plays once a week.
Once a week?
Once a week.
Okay.
At least once a week.
Now, Barry Woods here, he's on the button. He's going to raise it up here with 7-6 offsuit. And we have not seen a hand yet. Well, 6-8 offsuit there shows it to Jonas. Now, Jonas does not defend here. And I'm going to throw in some strategy questions for you. You know, if you're playing a limit hold'em there and somebody raises from the button, depending on the player, you might defend with an ace in the big blind, right? Maybe in a full ring game. Now, in no limit, obviously, it's not really a battle of the blinds per se.
Well, it depends on how much they raise.
Well, Barry had made it look like maybe 8 times the big blind there, and Jonas didn't even get involved with ace rag.
Yeah.
And the button moves over here to Mo in seat number 8. We've got a lot of things going on here tonight I'm going to get to throughout the show. Looks like we got an ace-queen here for seat number 2. He's going to limp in. Allen's there in the big blind. So Jack is limped in here with ace-queen, Liz. And it's just going to get limped around here between the under-the-gun player and the blinds. So it's a $120 pot here. Well, king 5-10 here. And look at this. Allen has flopped bottom 2 pair, but it's all clubs on board here. And it looked like he checked it. He checked the 5-10. Now, Jack, he's going to bet 120 with the second nut flush draw and a gut shot to the Jack. And Allen is going to check raise him here with bottom 2 on a 3 flush board. Allen is a pretty predictable player, Liz. Usually when he is making a check raise or a bet, he has it, and Jack doesn't even get involved there, chasing that kind of a second nut flush draw. So you're here.
I'm very surprised he mucked. With a board, queen 5-10. He's got ace queen, queen of clubs.
Gut shot to the Jack, second nut flush draw. Yeah, it's a pretty big drawing hand, unless you think that Allen is doing that with the ace of clubs. But I know, and a lot of regular viewers know, that Allen is really not the type of player that's going to make a check raise with a semi-bluff. He's a very predictable player. Usually when he bets it, that means he's not raising or check raising on the come. I think that my hand is pretty pure there, unless he flopped a small flush. But again, like predictable players, if a club comes out, he might not even be able to get away from it. Even if the fourth club comes out there on the turn. The button moves over here to seat 9, Jonas. And what we're going to be doing here tonight, Liz, we're going to be talking a lot about you, about Martin's Poker. Sometimes we're not going to be necessarily attentive to the hand, but we're going to leave the picture up on the hand. Ronnie's going to get the card graphics up there so that people don't necessarily miss any of the action there. Jonas raises it up here with 5-3 clubs from the button, takes it down. First 15 minutes of the game is usually kind of feel-out phase. We haven't really seen anybody get mixed up just yet. So you're not playing in the horse event because you really specialize in hold'em events only, right?
Correct.
And how has your World Series of Poker gone so far this year?
It hasn't gone my way. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
How
yeah.
many events have you played in?
I played in 6, and I haven't made it past the dinner break.
In any of them?
In any of them. I
Yeah.
have to say that. In all events, let's say 6 events, I actually made 1 mistake.
Really?
Yes.
So it was just kind of like a little bit of cold deck and just bad situations.
Yeah, I've just had a cold run of cards. Ever since the Reno event, I've just been getting killed with aces. 3 consecutive main events,
Yeah.
I got knocked out with aces against kings, and my opponent flops the king. And same thing with this World Series.
Now, I want to bring it. This is an interesting question because it's very good that Ed is coming into the game here, and you must see these types of players on a regular basis, sometimes in the high limit games that you play. Ed is a businessman. He's a very rich businessman. He's a recreational player. He doesn't necessarily play poker in the correct way, even though he might know how to play. He's just gambling. Now, you must see that at the high levels. And, we never really, insult his play because he's here to have a good time. How many players do you see like that at your higher levels, or is it pretty much all pros? I mean, you get a guy that's recreational that wants to play with the best players sometimes up at those levels?
Yes, there are, but it's very rare.
Very rare.
Very rare.
Kind of like a little hidden treasure type.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's 1 or 2 players that plays at the Commerce at my regular game that basically plays for fun because he's got money, and it really doesn't matter. It doesn't dent his bankroll.
Yeah.
So he's there to drink, have fun.
If you get sucked out and you're not going to berate him, obviously. He's not necessarily playing the correct way.
Yeah.
But he can get lucky and he can win a lot of money, especially in limit hold'em, right?
Yep, exactly.
Now, Ed is going to have to get off the phone here because we don't allow electronic equipment at the table. Now, look at this. It was limped around. And Alex is going to raise it up here out of the big blind with pocket 10s. Jonas likes to play a lot of hands in position over there in seat 9. And it wouldn't surprise me in no limit if he calls. He's pulled the limp re-raise here with 7-6 offsuit. I got to tell you, this puts Alex in a really tough spot. He's raised it out of the big blind, and Jonas has pulled the limp re-raise from up front. He's made it 600 more in position with 7-6 offsuit. And Ed called. Here we go, Liz. This is what I'm talking about. Ed called out of the small blind with ace-7. He called. He called a raise and a re-raise cold out of position with ace-7. So this is the type of action we're talking about here that we can see.
Wow.
Now, for Alex here, he has not made the call. Is he even going to get involved with this hand? He's not familiar with Ed. I don't think he's familiar with Jonas. He raised it. He got limp re-raised, and Ed called.
Did you see the raise? You know you called, right? Did you see the raise? Called. Okay. I want to go out because I can't hang up the schedule. It's a $2 million phone call.
Okay, you take it there. Go ahead. Okay.
Well, we got a little bit of a situation. And obviously, this show is live here. We don't allow electronic equipment at the table, Liz. And I'm not sure if Ed even knew that there was a raise there. And they're saying just give it. Now, yeah, he's going to give.
His method.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
fold it. He's not going to call with ace-7. This is what happens in live poker. Everything in TV is all post-edited, and people don't necessarily know what happens. This is a cash game. Stuff like that can happen. So they've allowed Ed, because he's good for the game, to fold the hand. He's not going to stick him in there and require him to call the raise. There's probably going to be better spots to get in there. Now, it does bring it back to Alex here. He's got pocket 10s. He's been limp re-raised. He's out of position. 600 more. Is he going to continue on here with 10s?
Yes, he will. Yep, he's going to re-raise.
He said he's going to re-raise with 10s. Wow.
That's exactly what I would do.
He's going to make it 1,200 more. Wow, with a hand like 10s, well, you wonder if Alex has played with Jonas here for about 20 minutes or so.
1,200 to call.
1,200 more here for Jonas to call. He pulled the limp re-raise. Alex came back over the top out of the blind. And let's see what Jonas is going to do here. He's really not that deep, Liz. I don't think he can make a $1,200 call here with 6-7 offsuit. I mean, if you're talking about being tens of thousands of dollars deep, maybe he thinks he might be able to outplay Alex. But Alex has shown a lot of strength here by re-raising. I don't even know if Jonas is going to get involved. He's trying to figure out how much is in the pot, how deep is the stack. Looks like Jonas might have about 5,000 in front of him. And I got to tell you, Jonas really relies on his reads. I mean, does he think that Alex is weak? You know, Jonas is a really good player, but sometimes he tries to get mixed up and tries to win every single pot. Remember, this is a cash game. You know, you wonder if you can just pick a better spot here with 6-7.
It's all right, man. We just gave you money back. We don't need it like that.
And I think Jonas is not going to get involved with it, and he does not.
Sorry,
So again, we haven't really seen a flop yet. Well, that's aggressive play there by Alex. Are you used to that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I spoke to Alex the other day, and I said, you know, you better play your best.
Yeah. I mean, they're putting a lot of money in and out of position with pocket tens. I mean, Jonas, you know, a lot of people can... a lot of people, you know, might pull that limp re-raise with aces, kings, or queens. You wonder if Alex is going to continue on, if he's going to continue on there on a ragged board, if Jonas smooth called.
liked it in the pot. Yeah, I wanted to I kind of because that affected the re-raise. I was gonna have to put it. Yes, but I want to say.
And the button's going to move over here to seat 5.
Yeah, man. That phone call cost me $6.
Again, we are here live at the bike with special guest Liz Lou. We're playing 2040, no limit hold'em.
4, 5, 6.
We didn't see it though. I re-raised to 4, 5, 6. I would have.
And Alex has the button here. So Liz, we're gonna get into some, you know, you've got so much so many things going on. You're fresh off that huge online win against Eric 1-2-3 there at the Venetian. You won 2 out of 3. Can you tell us a little bit about that and, you know, what went into organizing that online match?
Well, what had happened is I played Eric 1-2-3 on Martin's Poker.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and I was sitting in the 2 and 400 game waiting for a player.
Yeah.
Eric comes in. I didn't know it was Eric 1-2-3. And I lost 34,000 to him.
Uh-huh.
And later on, I found out that he had called me a fish in Swedish.
Right. That's what started everything, right?
Exactly. That's what started everything.
Yeah.
And so there was a little talk back and forth, and Martin actually said to him, he says, I don't think you can beat Liz live because she is a live game specialist.
Yeah.
And so Eric said, well, I'll play Liz any limit. And so that's how it started. And then Martin asked me if I was interested. I said, okay. I would not play Eric online, but I will play him live.
Yes.
And so we both agreed on it, and we both agreed on the amount and 3 matches. And so I set everything up at the Venetian. And that's about it.
And you won 2 out
I
of 3.
won 2 out of 3, yes. And I have to say, it was 3 very, very tough matches.
Yeah.
And Eric 1-2-3 is a very good player. He is.
I mean, the funny thing about playing heads up limit hold'em is, can you tell anything from a best 2 out of 3 match? I mean, you know, I look at it as like, you know, even some of the best heads up players in the world, if you play 2 out of 3, they might lose 2 out of 3. You know, just because it's, you know, it's almost like a crapshoot, you know, with a short, you know, type of series like that. You know, were you ever thinking about playing more games?
Actually, no. I don't think it's a crapshoot.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about one, just playing a heads up one table, you know, pre-val, yes, it could be a crapshoot because that day you could be running bad. But the 3 days that we were playing, there was a lot of bad beats shown, and it was done, you know, with him and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lied to me, Ed. I did.
There was a lot of luck involved, and there also has to be skill.
The button's going to move over here to seat 6. We had a collection pot. We just saw Barry Woods win that big hand with a queen. Ed kept calling with ace-10 offsuit. And Barry won there about a $4,000 pot as we were talking about that heads-up match. So, of course, you were playing Eric on Martin's Poker, and that's what initiated that, right?
Yeah.
MartinsPoker.com, and you're kind of a part of that group now, right?
Yes, I am a team member, yes.
Yeah.
So it's really unnecessary for you.
Limped around here.
I do appreciate the effort.
And it's limped around, and it's going to get limped around here. We're going to see, this is a 5-way action here. So this is a $200 pot, limped around. We can see the cards up there right now. King, Queen, 8. Now, Mo in seat 8 here. He's got King, Jack. He's in the big blind here, Liz. He's going to throw a little bet out here, it looks like, from up front. He's going to bet $250, about a pot-sized bet. Doesn't look like anyone really should get involved. Well, look at Ed, though. Ed's got kind of a dryish flush draw. He's going to make the call. There's no way he's going anywhere with a flush draw.
Exactly.
So he makes the call, and the pot is about $800. Now, the turn's a 10. Ed now picks up a pair with his flush draw, and he goes check, check, and the river's a 7. Mo did not bet on the turn, and I think Mo feels comfortable enough where Ed is not going to bet unless he has something, that he just feels that he can just check it down. He won it there with the king. As oftentimes we see players who aren't necessarily professionals tend to call down a little bit, more than they should be raising, or being a little bit more aggressive. Kind of where the term calling station came from, right? So how many more events are you planning to play in the World Series here on your slate?
I am trying to play all the limit and no limit events.
Yeah.
I've taken 3 days off because the game's been so good at the Bellagio.
Yeah.
But it's time to go back.
And of course, we had a dinner right before the show, and I was discussing with you about, you don't really play in a lot of other games besides Hold'em because you don't want to play a game that you don't have a big edge in, right?
Exactly.
But how big do the limit Hold'em games get on a regular basis? Because normally once it gets up high, it turns into a mixed game. Am I wrong about that?
No, actually, our game. Usually, if I'm playing at the Commerce, we start it at maybe 2-4 or 3-6. And then eventually all the players will agree to kick it up, or somebody's going to ask, let's kick up the game. And then, majority of the people who are left are people who are stuck in the game.
Yeah.
So eventually it just keeps on jumping. Somebody's going to open their mouth, and a lot of times it's me.
Now, we had a raise there in late position, and Mo re-raised. So you're almost like the kickstart. You'll play shorthanded. You'll start up the games. That's great. I was reading a little bit about that last night, about how you like to do that.
Yeah.
To start up the games and such. Because even at the other casino, we call it here at the Bike, sometimes if the game is not around the tournament, the biggest limit game they'll have over there is 1-2, sometimes even 2-4. So if you go over there and the game's only 1-2, you'll be like, anyone want to, mix this up? Start a 2-4 game, start a 3-6 game, something like that?
There's a few particular players that if they walk in the room, we can start a full 3-6 game in.
Yeah.
It just takes one player.
One player?
One player to start a whole game.
Now, Alex is going to bring this one in here. He's going to raise it up to 240 here, Liz, in early position with ace-8 of diamonds. Wow, very aggressive in a cash game from up front. And Don is going to call with a little suited connector here. That's a really tough hand to play out of position in a cash game, ace-8. And Allen calls with 7-8 of clubs. Three-way action here. It's about an $800 pot. And look at this. Alex has flopped the nut flush draw here. Not a bad flop here for ace-8 of diamonds. And it looked like Alex checked the diamond draw. He checked it when he was pre-flop raiser. Don bet an open-ended straight draw, and Alex just check-called with ace-8. Allen is out of the hand. The turn is a queen. Both players are on draws here, Don and Alex.
Alex is going to come out betting.
The pot is 1,500. He checked it again.
Wow.
And it goes check, check, check. Don checks right behind him, and the river is a jack. Both players have no pair, and it looks like Alex is going to maybe come out and try to bluff at it here. And he is going to bluff at it. He bet 700, about a half pot size bet here. And Don is going to fold. He missed as well.
Me? You and Alan.
It's funny we talk about ace rag, especially in a no-limit cash game. I mean, there isn't an urgency to accumulate chips. Pretty aggressive. Sometimes I don't even get involved with that hand for the first three positions,
You wouldn't?
In a no-limit cash game? Probably not.
You wouldn't even limp in?
I think it depends on the table. As you know, poker, usually depends on the table, how passive the table is. I don't necessarily think that this is a really passive game. I think it's a very difficult hand to play out as a position. I was surprised that Alex didn't bet on the flop. To pick up the nut diamond draw there as the pre-flop raiser.
I'm pretty surprised myself. Well, maybe he's trying to suck players in.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe try to get somebody in there with lower diamonds or something like that. But you think if you were to bet the flop, somebody else with the diamond draw would have called. So he's actually building himself the pot if he hits the diamond.
Yeah, but if you look at the flop is nothing. And for the players to call, they have to have a decent hand.
Now, Alex here, has he raised it up again in seat 5? Yeah, he has. And we got a call here by seat 6, king 10 of clubs. Alex has raised it with ace 9 offsuit, and Don called him with king 10. Well, Alex hasn't hit this flop, 8-7-5. It's about a $400 pot here. And Alex is going to come out and bet again here. He's going to come out and bet again, and he's going to take it down. Wow, real aggressive play here by Alex. I gotta almost come out and say he's almost playing it a bit like a tournament.
Yeah,
like a tournament with big blinds. I mean, under the gun, you know, first couple of positions, raising it up with ace-9. Really, really a loose, aggressive play there by Alex. But I got to tell you, if you stick around when Mike comes in the game in seat 4, he is a super lad. He will really, really push the action here.
Well, if he gets that type of player out to his right,
Yeah.
he's in good shape.
Well,
Alex.
it will be great to see.
Yeah.
Ed has got the big blind here in seat number 3.
He's gonna play too.
Are you gonna play?
No, you.
And Barry Woods is going to raise it up here in middle position to 210 with 9-7 of diamonds. Out of seat 7. Boy, guys are really playing loose aggressive here so
Wow,
far.
I see a Jack Deuce. Did I see that correctly?
He's got
Jack Deuce offsuit?
he raised it up with 9-7 of diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've seen Barry raise it with Jack Deuce too. These guys seem to really be mixing it up. I think they're trying to impress you, Liz. I mean, Barry said he was going to do, some things just for you, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see, kind of a lot of shenanigans on the table in terms of cards played.
Why is it that I can't? Oh my God. I do have this man.
Pocket deuces here for Mo in seat 8.
Take it. Raise it. Kill it. 80.
And we're going to see a little raise here.
So Mo raises with pocket deuce,
Yeah, he's going to
correct?
put like a little pot-size raise up there with pocket deuces.
Too rich, man. Way too much. Way too much.
And we're going to get a couple of callers here. So we got three-way action here. It's about a $250 pot. Well, Ed call was 7-3 suited. He's actually picked up the best hand here with bottom pair. But Mo's pretty good at making that continuation bet. He's going to bet 220 here. And Ed calls him with bottom pair on a 2-flush board. He calls him with the 7-3. The turn is a 10, and now for Mo, he's got to figure, well, is Ed on a draw? Can I bet him out, or do I want to put any more money in the pot? It goes check, check, and the river is a 5.
You have one pair?
And they're just going to check it down.
His pair is good.
And again, Mo, we're talking about a high-level, no-limit professional. He doesn't want to necessarily build a pot up against Ed, mix it up with him, because Ed kind of plays it predictable. But I got to tell you, Liz, I mean, I've been doing this show for a year and a half. These guys are playing as loose as I've ever seen in the first half an hour of the show.
That hand, sir.
Really?
I mean, we're seeing all kinds of stuff happen here so far. So is this kind of your first time doing like a poker broadcast? Have you ever had the opportunity to do anything else?
Actually, I've been doing a lot of bluff radio.
You have?
Uh-huh.
Bluff radio for Sirius?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And you mean like covering some of the final tables at the World Series, some of those events?
Yes.
We don't actually get to see the whole cards at that time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more of kind of a guessing game as to what somebody might have.
Yeah, I was recently on their show, for callers to call in and ask questions,
Yeah.
and that was very fun. I'm getting used to this.
You want the rest of
No, I got it. It's coming right now.
We got three-way action here. It was limped around. Ace 6-7 here. Now Ed did not raise on the button with Ace Jack of Hearts. He just limped in and he's hit the ace. And Alex here, he's going to come out and lead. He's got a flush draw with the pair of sixes here, Liz. He got limped around. He's going to bet 100 into a $120 pot. Pretty strong hand he has. Now, Don also has a 6 in the big blind. Is he going to get involved with Queen Rag, Queen 6? He makes the call. I have a feeling that Ed might pop this up. He does. He's going to make it 500 to go, 400 more, and this pot is really building. And Alex has a hand that he actually can, make a big push with the semi-bluff, but he calls, and correctly so, because if he pushes, I don't think Ed is going anywhere with an ace. Well, the turn is a 9. Ed is still in the lead. It's a $1,400 pot now. Alex has checked, and Ed checks right behind him. And the river is a 5. And is Alex going to try to put a little bet out here? All he has is a pair of 6s. Remember, Ed raised the flop. And Ed's going to put a little $300 value bet out there. And he gets a call from Alex with a 6. And Ed takes down over a $2,000 pot right there.
Wow.
Ed, you're on a roll.
Not a nice hand there for Ed. I don't know exactly what Alex thought he could beat. I mean, there's a one-liner out there to a straight, Liz, unless he thought that Ed was on busted clubs as well. But obviously he was on clubs, and really surprised that Ed kind of made a value bet there. The one-liner to a straight with kind of a weak ace. He doesn't beat, any type of aces up or any other ace with a higher kicker. Button moves over here to seat 5. Again, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions. Got a limp here by Ed and a limp by Alex.
4 players.
And it's limped around here 4 ways. So it's a $160 pot. Again, we're playing 20-40, no limit hold'em, 40 times 4. 3 flush on the board, king 8-5. And look at this, Barry's got middle pair. Looks like it's the best hand here with queen 8.
Got any diamonds, Ed?
Just some.
And Ed's got bottom pair here.
120.
And he's going to bet 120 here, Liz. Kind of a little feeler bet.
Okay. I'll call you.
Barry calls here with the 8.
Yeah.
Turn is a king.
210.
And now Ed is going to bet 210 here.
Boy, I want to get in this game.
I think you might have the opportunity to, Liz.
Oh,
You might have the opportunity to.
wow. This is the kind of game I want to get in.
You want to go big?
The $210 bet. Is Barry going to continue to call here with second pair? He does. With no diamond, and the pot is quickly $800. The river's a 10. It might go check here. Well, Barry's going to throw a little
Wow.
defensive bet out now. He's going to bet 600. This hand played out so strangely. A check call by Barry, a check call on the turn, and now he leads out on the river. I don't know if he's thinks he's bluffing Ed or what. I mean, remember, Ed, tends to be a little bit of a calling station. He's not going to lay down a king.
I don't want to make an issue of...
And is Ed looks like he might cut out a raise here?
Cut it in half.
Now, he's the one that you said that really doesn't care about money, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was a very bad move by,
Barry, yeah.
Barry.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. You know Ed's not going to lay down trips.
exactly.
Half the whole set.
But look at this. He just gets a call, and Barry thinks he's beat. He's shaking his head. He thinks he's beat, but he actually made a value bet and got called. I mean, who would think that betting
Wow.
black queen 8 there on the river and getting called, who would think that your hand is good? And that is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Thank you. That feels more like both of their hands.
And again, this is the first night, Liz, where we are going to our subscription service. The first hour of this show is going to be free. Maybe in another 45 minutes, we are going to redirect people that are not archive subscribers to another page, and only archive subscribers will be able to watch the remainder of the show. And you can subscribe to the archives by clicking on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. $14.95 a month gets you access to all the action that we've ever done, including guest commentator appearances by Liz Liu, Barry Greenstein. Well, I guess this one will be up tonight in the archives. Kathy Liebert, Doyle Brunson. The list goes on and on. Over 1,500 hours of live poker. Now, Jack is going to bring this one into 150 with big slick offsuit in seat 2. And look here, Barry Woods in the small blind in seat 7. He's got pocket aces. Wow, and he's going to play it cagey. He just smooth calls. That's going to bring Allen in with an easily dominated king-queen. And we're going to see this pawn about $400 going 3 ways. Oh, boy, I got to tell you, Liz, I think Allen might get into some trouble here. He's hit top pair.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets checked over to Jack. And Jack is going to make a little continuation bet. I assume Barry's going to play this hand as a check raise. That probably should get Allen out of there. Barry raises it up here. He makes it 800 total, 600 more with the overpair.
Play some poker.
And again, Allen is like the type of player that's a reactive player, not an aggressor. He tends to call a lot, but I don't know if he's going to call a check raise here with king-queen.
He might just go all in.
Well, not quite. Not quite. And Barry's going to take it down there with aces. And this is the laggy guy I'm talking about here, Liz.
Yeah.
Seat number 4, Corporation Mike. This is the guy you said if Alex is is right. This guy is going to be pounding each pot.
Uh-huh.
He used to be kind of a fishy player about a year ago. He's really stepped up his game. He plays some of the biggest no-limit games around now. And he really is crushing the games lately. He just plays off of somebody else's weaknesses pretty much. Button moves over here to Barry Woods in seat 7. You can kind of see how this is difficult. If you ever were to do TV broadcasting, all this stuff is done in post.
Yeah.
The only show that we really do it live with full cards as a cash game. It goes really, really quick. And you're doing a great job here in the first 35 minutes of the show.
I am?
How much raising? Just checking. Oh, hello, man.
So Mike is Mike is posted here in seat 4.
Short sleeve shirt today.
These guys like to talk a lot of shit to each other. Barry and Mike, seat 4 and seat 7.
It's your turn, man. I mean, whatever. He called us. Yeah,
So I guess there's no more seats left for me, huh?
Well, I think that we probably could get you in there at some point if you really want to. I think you could play over Mo in seat 8.
Well, I don't know. He's Mike.
And believe me, normally if someone comes in and commentates, we don't necessarily let them play on the table. But if none of the players object, you can. And I have a good feeling that no one's going to object. Just a hunch. Just a hunch.
Call one medium-sized raise.
He normally doesn't do that, but he's PM.
Wow, all in,
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, look at this, limped around, and Mo's going to move all in with ace-10
I
offsuit.
didn't raise my aces. What the fuck?
I mean, this is not a tournament. This is some of the craziest play that I have seen on this show. Limped around, he's going to move in here, it looks like for maybe 1,500. He's playing short stack poker here, Liz. There was about 200 in dead money.
Now, does this happen every week like this?
I got to tell you, this has been pretty crazy so far. I mean, we're only in about 35 minutes into the show. But it's amazing, isn't it?
Hey, it's the MartinsPoker.com.
Yeah,
hey.
absolutely. Check out MartinsPoker.com. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And look at that, Barry looks at his head.
Hey, give it to me, give it.
Unbelievable.
This is for you.
He says it for me.
I
Wow.
told this one time I'm gonna put all in just for you.
Wow. Good, Mo. Good. Good one.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, this is going to be a fun night, Liz. This is going to be a fun night. Now we got a full ring game. Now Mike is in the game.
Hot in the dictionary that has a really low variance.
And she's hot.
In the booth.
He has the face and body.
Button moves over here to seat 8 to Mo.
Yeah. This is like one of those telephone operators who sit there and eat candy all day long.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, we get a picture out for Ed. We'll bring a picture of you out for Ed. Again, we'll be giving at least the first hour of the show for free out tonight. Not the first half hour, so we started late. So we still got about a half an hour or so to subscribe to the archives if you want to see the rest of the show in a live format. Click on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Now look at this. Ed is going to raise it up here with King 7 of diamonds. And we got a call here by 5-6 offsuit here. I mean, this is unbelievable, Liz. I mean, I wish I could tell you this is like this every week. This is an unbelievable game right now. Well, Ace 7 Jack, Ed's hit bottom pair. You would think he's going to make this continuation bet. It's about a $400 pot here. He's going to bet $250 here, and Don is going to fold. Forgive me if I continue to creep over, over and over and over. Hey, I got you a rose. Come on.
It's right here. You've got how many more?
There's lots more.
Lots more, huh?
Yeah. Button moves over here to seat 9 to Jonas. So, I mean, again, people that are just joining us, we've got a lot of kind of recreational players on the table. We've got seat 1 and Alan, seat 3 and Ed. These guys got a lot of money, like to play fun. I think Don in seat 6 kind of the same way. We've seen him a couple of times on the show before. And then there are kind of a couple of pros. And, sometimes at these mid to high levels, this is kind of what a good game consists of,
Now, how do you guys pick these players to play every week? Do they have to?
It's totally open. You can come down and contact Mo and play in the game at any time. Anybody can play in this game. They just contact Mo. And this is kind of a special night because it's the biggest night that we have. But, normally if you're a new player, we're going to give you first priority.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Limped around here 4 ways. Now, Alan is in there with a weak ace in the small blind. He checks, and Ed bets out 180 with bottom pair. Now, Mike is in between with King Queen. He's going to raise. He's going to raise it up to 380 here. Now, I got to tell you, against another opponent, Alan probably would fold here. But because it's Mike, he likes to get Mike, so he's going to call. That is probably his reasoning.
Really? Wow.
And here's the question for you, Liz.
Yeah.
Does Ed overcall here with deuce 9? And he does. He makes the overcall with deuce 9. And here we go to the turn. Well, the turn's a jack. Alan is still good with ace 4. I don't know how he would know it. He would know it. It's a $1,400 pot. And Mike takes the card. It gets checked around. And Mike covers the straight. He takes the card on the turn, and he's got the straight. It's a total rainbow board. There's no flush out there. Mike has the pure nuts here with the straight. And Ed's going to throw a little $500 bet out here, and Mike immediately raises him. $2,000 pot after the $500 bet. Mike makes it $1,500 more. Ed mucks, and Mike wins a $3,500 pot, just like that, with limping in with King Queen.
You know, I've noticed it's been, 40 minutes into the game?
Yep.
And I have not seen a player stare down another player. It is very rare.
Well, we haven't really seen that many tough decisions yet. Anybody really been put to the test?
I've seen a lot of quick calls.
Oh, I mean, the action has just been unbelievable. I mean, this is almost playing like a limit game in terms of how quick it's going.
Yes.
Wow, we got pocket aces here for Don in seat 6. And he is in second position. He's going to open race here to 200. I think that Alex might probably know that there's probably isn't a big need to play ace rag from up front in this game. I think you can probably just kind of play the nuts and get paid off.
He was calling his friend to check him.
Mo easily folds king 10 suited. Mike likes to play a lot of hands, and he's going to defend with ace rag. I'm going to tell you, if he hits the case ace here on the flop, you wonder how involved he's going to get. Here we go, heads up. Well, queen 10-4 here with a couple of hearts. Totally missed Mike. It's about a $450 pot. Don's going to bet 400, and I think Mike can pick a better spot as he folds. There it is. So again, people that just joined us, I asked you early on in the beginning of the show, obviously your specialty is limit hold'em. How much of a chance do you get to play no-limit cash games these days?
Very rare. I play it on Martin's Poker, though.
Yeah.
I play a lot
You play no-limit
online.
cash games on Martin's Poker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I usually play whenever the tournaments are going, and if I want to take a day off, and there's no big limit games.
Yeah.
There's usually 1 in 200 game every day, or a 25-50.
And obviously, limits your specialty. You started making the transition, to playing no-limit cash games. How does your style vary between the two games? I know it's a complex question, but...
You just have to change gears.
Yeah.
Constantly. And I have to say, ever since I started playing tournaments, it's given me a lot of discipline.
Really?
With my limit games, yes. Yes.
Limped around here, 3 ways. It's a $60 pot, not a whole lot out there. Mike is going to lead here with bottom pair. It's the best hand. Ed folds. And Mike is going to take it down there. Because it's so funny, we keep intermixing these terms, tournament poker, which is no limit, where there is, that is basically the main game now in tournaments, where there is a tendency to rush to accumulate chips with escalating blinds, and a cash game where there really is no rush to accumulate chips, and you can rebuy at any time. Some of the best cash game players we see on this show play it really tight and really pick their spots. Don't really mix it up all that much because there isn't a need to. I mean, is there really a need to mix up your game here on this table from what we've seen?
No.
No, right? Easy
No.
answer. No. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you.
No, because everybody, from what I see, everybody's basically playing their cards. They're not playing a player. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, playing their cards like,
The
calling money
the
off
only
the
one
bottom
that's
pair.
actually playing the player is probably Alex.
Oh, we'll see. Now, Ed is raised it up here with 8-6 offsuit. He's made it 3:20 to go. Alan limped in here with a weak ace. Boy, Alan's played this game for so long, you wonder why he gets involved here. But he's actually got Ed dominated, but he's out of position. It's a $700 pot. Even if he hits his ace, I can't imagine he's going to think he can play it that hard. Jack 10-8 here on the flop. Ed bets 100. Actually bets 300, and Alan calls with bottom pair. The turn's a 9. And it goes check, check. And the river's a 4. And Ed's going to check it down here, Liz, and Alan is going to win on that board with ace-8. A $1,700 pot. Again, I can't say it more and more. I mean, this is some of the most unbelievable play I have seen here. I mean, it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, of course, we've got this thread that goes on 2+2. You can head over to Televised Poker, official Live at the Bike thread for July 12th, and I see everybody posting. And it's kind of a busy night, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to get to all the posts. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the email, so bear with me here. But, Liz, I was telling you before the show about my wrong ticket fiasco. People like to get a kick out of that. out of my misery about buying the wrong ticket. How stupid can I be?
Hey, people make mistakes, right? Nobody's perfect in life.
Now look at this. Mike is going to raise it up here out of the cutoff with Queen 8 offsuit. Bunch of limpers. He's going to raise to 200 more. And look at this. Alan and Ed call. Alan's got Jack 10, and Ed's in there with 9-4 of hearts. It's a $600 pot. King 7-5 here, and if it gets checked to Mike, I'm sure he's going to fire at it. No one has any piece of this board, and he's going to bet about a pot-size $800 bet here. I mean, if Ed had 4-8 here, he might take one off with a gut shot, but he doesn't have any draw here. I mean, you can't imagine that Ed, he has totally missed this board. And this is actually a question I want to get into you, Liz, in terms of pre-flop starting hands between limit and no limit. You know, at the levels that you play, I understand that, you know, it's more about playing off the players even in limit as opposed to your pre-flop starting hands. But, you know, the more and more we watch no-limit cash games, the more and more we realize that it's a game of implied odds. Some of those middle suited connectors have a lot of value. Small pocket pairs have a lot of value. Because if you hit your set, or you hit 2 pair, or you hit a flush, you might win a big hand against a guy who's brought it in with a big pair pre-flop. Now, in limit, I mean, are you the type of player that's going to be cold calling heads up, you know, with pocket deuces, 400 cold in a 1-2 game? We'll get to that in a second because we're going to do our first chip count here of the night.
Okay.
We've got almost $50,000 on the table. Barry's leading there in seat 7 with $13,000. Your buddy Alex there in seat 5, he's got $5,500. This game's been going for about a half an hour before the show. Let's take a look at the differences here. Barry's up $3,000. Alex is up $500. Mike's up quick $2,500 already right off the bat. And this one's going to get limped around. So do you kind of see where I'm going with that question?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might be, you know, more apt to 3-bet in position with a hand like that as opposed to call with a cold call, a raise and limit, hold them with a suited connector or a small pocket pair or something like that. And maybe I'm wrong. Throw it out.
With my game,
Yeah.
I am usually the raiser.
Or you're going to 3-bet that hand.
I'm going to
probably.
3-bet. I'm
Yeah.
either going to 3-bet or I'm going to muck the hand.
Okay.
But
So
I
you're
wouldn't
not
limp
going to
it.
be making a lot of cold calls to raise this pre-flop.
Exactly. Very rare do I limp.
Yeah. Now, Barry has raised it out of the small blind with ace-10 of spades. Ed has called with king-7 offsuit. Now, I gotta tell you, this is what I'm talking about here. Alex, this hand, you know, I'm probably not going to get involved. I don't like the hand limit, but in no limit here, a gap-suited connector like that in position against Barry Woods, and he's deep. Barry's the type of player that might go broke with aces if I flop. If the flop comes out queen 5-3, I might have called there in position. Alex doesn't get involved with it. And Barry hits the ace. Ace 9-4 here. Wow, and Barry's going to check it. And Ed takes the card. Check, check here. Turns a 3. And now Barry's going to bet 400. I mean, I don't understand the play there. I mean, sometimes I throw this out, Liz. I'm going to stand up here because I get so exasperated at Barry Woods. We just went over this. You've watched Ed now for a half an hour. Wouldn't you be value betting Ed if you hit top pair there, hoping that he's going to call with bottom pair? Why would you check to induce a bluff against a guy like that? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I want him to call with deuce 4.
No, you don't. He did the right move. He checked there.
I'm standing up.
Standing
up.
He checked there, so, you know, so that Jack, with Ed?
Ed.
So Ed could bet. And he would make more money. Because ace-10 is a good hand. And he knows Ed would probably call with any hand.
Right, but
Any 2 cards.
I mean, my feeling is that Ed is the type of guy that's going to call. So even though I think ace-10 is the best hand now, I'm going to value bet and build myself a nice big pot. And he's going to call me all the way with bottom pair. That's just, I mean, that's the way that I look at it. Wow, we've got pocket queens here for Alan. And Ed has got ace-king. And Alan raised here, and Ed re-raised. He made it 600. More about that in a second, because this is an interesting game.
Wow, now I really don't know if I want to sit in the game and play or not.
Bart, that's a lay down.
Barry, you're facing a raise and a re-raise. Look at that. He lays it down. He lays pocket 8s down. And Alan is going to call with queen, so we're heads up. It's a $1,200 pot. 7-4-3 here. Well, Alan's got the overpair. I was going to play it.
All in. I call.
And look at
He
this.
called with an ace king.
He was
Wow.
all in. Ed bet. Alan check raised him all in, and Ed called. He called with ace king. Alan check raised him all in, and Ed called. And this pot, this is $1,000 chips right here. This pot's going to be $6,000. Ed needs to spike an ace or a king, or he could catch running spades.
Yeah, give me 300 back.
Wow,
No, give me.
unbelievable. He called with ace king, just like he said it. And this is a big hand here, probably the biggest pot we've seen now in the first hour of the show.
Bart, that's my flower.
Sorry. So Ed is going to need to spike an ace or a king here. The turn is a deuce. He's got a wheel draw now. Oh, and it's a king on the river.
Oh my.
Brutal, brutal.
Yes.
$6,000 river there. Oh, look at Mike's face over there in seat 4. Unbelievable.
Why do you have to do this? So I can spend the next half an hour cleaning up.
Okay.
Did you just hear?
Unbelievable. You know, it's funny, I was seeing you, during dinner you were talking about how you're trying to continue to get updates about your best friend John Fan. He's at the final table of the $1,000 no limit, right?
Yes, he is. He is.
And he was the chip leader.
He was. The last I heard was that he is the chip leader, and they're down to
Don't say shit like that when
4
you're
players.
begging,
Yeah?
okay?
Yeah.
What, stacking what?
No, give me
And
5
obviously that
I'll
would be,
wipe your ass and
I mean, you'd be ecstatic if you were to win this bracelet, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I wish I was there with him because I've never missed a final table.
But you're here with us.
Yes, I'm here with you guys. Yes, yes.
Now, did you watch him in that stud event that was televised a couple years back at the final table?
I was right
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Against, what was it, Chip Jet was on that table?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was standing right there throughout the whole time.
Yeah. Now, Mike here looks like he's got pocket 7s. He just limped. And look at this, Liz. Alex is going to raise it to 300 here with ace 3 offsuit. Boy, he's played these hands really big. And Alan's got pocket 10s. Now, how much is Alan behind here? He's 2,000 behind. He just calls. And Mike calls as well. So it's a $600 pot here. Well, we hope that maybe Alan and Mike, miss, and your buddy there, Alex, might bet him off the hands. Here we go. Wow, look at that. A set right in the door here for Mike. He's got top set. And see how he's going to play it. I think Alan's going bust here. He's got the overpair. He pushes all in. No, he just stacked. I think he checked it. Mike checked top set. And it looks like Alex is going to make that continuation bet here with the gut shot wheel draw. And he's in big trouble. He's going to hear from Mike to his immediate right there. He bets 800. Alan check raises all in with the overpair here, Liz. And now you've got Mike's hand. You're sitting that top set. And look at Mike put the act on here. He says, oh, time.
900 more? No, 17 to you. 17 to you, Mike. 900 more. What was it? 300?
1,700 more to Mike. There's nothing that his hand can't beat right now.
Yeah.
And I think he's just trying to pull the acting job. Maybe he's going to try to suck Alex in if he thinks Alex has got a big pocket pair right to his left. And he is just going to call. And that's exactly what he does. And Alex calls for time now. This pot is now $4,500. It's $1,700 for Alex to call.
51 in the pot. 900 to call.
Well, he said 51 in the pot, 900 to call. I thought it was about 45 in the pot, and actually it is only 900 for him to call. Because he bet 800 and it was 1,700, so it's 900 more for him. All he has is a gut shot wheel draw here to the 4. The ace is no good. So he's getting about a little over 5 to 1 here, Liz. Is he even thinking about calling here?
No,
No?
No.
Think it's just an acting job?
it's an acting job.
Yeah.
He has to lay it down.
And he makes the call. Wow, for
Wow.
900 more.
Wow.
And this pot is quickly 6,000. If he spikes a 4 here, Mike is going to flip this table over. Now, the problem for Alex is, will he get involved if an ace comes out? Will he get involved if an ace comes out? He
That would
has a
be the
4.
worst card for Alex.
The turn's a king. It's a $6,000 pot right now. Mike had top set. Obviously, you know, if Alex had pocket kings here with the overpair, he's hit a set. I don't think Mike is going to. I mean, Mike's going in with this hand.
Yeah.
The question is, what does he do here on the turn?
Okay, Ed, I'm not going to do that.
He's got about 4,000 left. It's a $6,000 pot.
You're in the room with him.
And it looks like Alex has him covered.
Did you not?
No, we're all in one room. 3 of us. You're gonna slip in the middle.
He's going to come out and bet. He's going to bet 2,000. He's betting 1/3 the side of the pot, size of the pot here, and that's it. Alex is out of there.
If you wake up.
3-5.
And Allen is drawing to 2 outs here. That is all he needs. 2 outs. And the river here is an ace.
Nice.
And
Alex is lucky he didn't catch the ace on the turn.
It's pretty clear you got 6.
No.
Alan, carpet my nose.
You should check the turn.
Mike, where's 3?
I was scared. I thought he might have an overpair.
It's missed.
And then if he has a draw, like,
Mike, where's 3?
he's in a meeting too.
Okay, you want me to have the seat?
Oh, Alan's done?
And Mike wins that big hot pot there with the set of 7s. The button moves over here to seat 9 to Jonas. This is just an unbelievable game here so far, isn't it? I mean, there were so many other things I wanted to get into you with, and we're going to do that. As we've got about, maybe I would say, maybe 15 minutes left of kind of, you know, the free stream for everybody out there that's not an archive subscriber. And then after that, we are going to just go to archive only, and that's when we're going to get into some of the juicy questions.
Okay. Can't wait for that.
Again, the button's over here in Jonas's hand in seat 9.
I thought it was just overpair. I had for a minute.
Look at this. Bart has sadly tried to hit on Liz in a way that was clearly uncomfortable for at least half of the people pictured. I don't know, man. I mean, see, everybody's just... everyone's just ragging on Bart here tonight. Yeah, and I gotta agree with Sir Felix Cat on 2+2. He says pretty crazy game thus far. Poor guys are trying to impress Liz. I agree. I mean, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing stuff. And we're only through the first hour of the show. Now, this is a little bit of a funny little caveat to this game. We got a new player coming into seat number 1 here, Liz. And Liz...
Small blind busted out.
We won't read that one. Thank you, John E. on 2+2. So a funny little addition to this game. There's a female coming into the game. Trish in seat 1.
Uh-huh.
She's Mike's mother. She's the mother of the player in seat 4.
Oh, wow.
And she plays the exact opposite. She plays a tight, solid game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's always fun to see them at the same table. And they play against each other. They don't soft play.
Play this and then go big and small, and nobody loses a line.
The button is over here. I don't know really what the delay is here. Again, we're playing live poker here.
Keep your money.
And I think maybe Ed folded. I think he was supposed to be in the blind, and he folded his blind. In California here, we have the button seat 9. Seat 1 got up, so there should have been 2 big blinds. And Ed just open folded his hand. He thought he was under the gun, and then he's just giving his money back. Now we have a raise here by Jonas on the button with ace-8 offsuit. And we get 2 callers, so it's a $600 pot here. King, queen, deuce on the flop. Well, Jonas is a really aggressive player. He's probably going to make that continuation bet. We got a $700 continuation bet here by Jonas. And Don has got queen 9 here.
What a flop. There's not much better than having a pocket pair.
So let's see here what is Don going to do here with the queen. He is going to make the call. And we're heads up. We got 2 people left. The turn is a 7. Now, if you check called here with queen 9, what would you do now, Liz? Looks like he checks it. And Jonas is going to make a big continuation bet again here. He's firing 2 bullets. He's going to bet 1240 here on the turn. And this really puts Don in the test here, huh?
Ooh, that's him up.
Yeah. And Don's going to fold.
Wow.
Well, Liz, you're going to hop out of the booth here for a second. I think you might pop out and do some photos in the middle of the game. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes.
Alrighty.
So I hope you've had fun in the first hour. We'll see you back here in maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Hi.
Ace, deuce, 3-5, jack 7.
There goes Liz.
What is it? How does it work?
Obviously a big honor to have her on the show.
Yeah. One's not too
Looks like she's having a lot of fun. I think she is really sweating this game, though. I think she really wants to get into it. Yeah.
Okay, you only have to pay out one person per flop, maximum. Right. Okay, so say like you pick deuces and 5s. Okay. Say like the flop comes a pair of deuces, you get $100. The flop comes deuce 5, you get $100. Now, if the two cards on there are the same color,
Barry's going to raise it up here to 240 with ace, queen of hearts.
deuce 5 comes on the board, 240, $300.
Again, Liz has popped out here for a second. She will be back. Ed is going to call here with king, queen offsuit. And this is going to bring seat 6 in here.
He did it. He had deuce, 3 deuce came there, and 6 play we were playing. Yeah. He got 25 cash right there.
So we're going to see 3-way action here. Don is in there with a weak ace. It's a $700 pot. Queen 9-8 here on the flop. And look at this. Ed is dominated. Will he get stacked here? Barry's got ace-queen. Barry has ace-queen here, and Ed is out-kicked. Ed checks. Don checks. And you assume Barry's going to make that continuation bet. It's about an $800 pot here, folks. This one's going to get big.
Not mom's. You're sitting next to his son. He might.
And he's going to come out and bet. He's going to bet 60. 700. 760. It looks like 700. And Ed is going to call. So a $700 bet and a quick call here by Ed. Well, the turn is a 10. Barry's hand is still out in front here. Ed has got outs. He's got a gut shot. Ed checks here again. Oh, Barry looks like he's going to continue to fire here with one pair. Maybe he puts Ed on a weak queen. And he's going to bet 1,000. And Ed is going to call like it is nothing here. And this pot is quickly over $4,000. Here we go to the river. The river's a 6. It's a one-liner to a straight now. Now, if you look at this board, yeah, it's going to get... It looks like...
No.
You know, Ed has not done anything yet. Boy, there isn't even a whole lot that Barry can beat out there. He can't beat Queen Jack. He can't beat Queens up. He can't beat a 7. The only thing that he can beat here is King Queen. And Ed is going to come out and fire 2,200 here. I got to tell you, this is a tough call for Barry Woods to make. Look at the board. The only thing he beats here is King Queen. This is specifically the only hand he beats. He obviously beats Queen 5, Queen 4, Queen 3, and Queen Deuce. But maybe something that Ed would hold here in a raised pot, the only thing he beats is King Queen. He doesn't beat 2-pair. He doesn't beat a hand with a jack in it. He doesn't beat a 7. He doesn't beat Queens up. I got to tell you, it wouldn't be outrageous for Barry Woods to muck this hand. He's getting 3-1. It's about a $6,300 pot. 2,200 for him to call. But what can he beat? What can he beat here on the river? I mean, what can Barry beat? And he throws it away. And Ed pulls the bluff off. What an unbelievable bet there on the river by Ed. But can you blame Barry Woods for folding there? Wow, what a hand. We have seen some incredible action here in the first hour of Live at the Bike.
Was it 100 or? Yeah,
There is no 50. Maybe it's Vegas.
I heard you guys are going to Vegas together.
Yeah, the show. For World Series.
Well, I mean, if
Button
you're
moves
gonna
over here to Ed in seat number 3.
come and do something like that, that you're gonna piss all the
Again, we've got maybe 15 minutes to a half an hour of free play before it becomes subscription only, a year and a half in the history of Live at the Bike. Don is going to bring this one in for a raise here with ace 10 of spades. He's going to make it 240 here to go. And he's going to take it down. Button moves over here to seat number 4. Again, Liz Liu is going to probably be popping out to the table for a couple of photo ops, and she'll be back in here. We might see her play towards the end of the show for the last hour.
I am playing. Yeah, a lot of people don't think that I know.
Oh, let him talk on the phone. Who cares? He's not talking about the game.
Limped around here. Trish has entered the game here in seat number 1. Alex is going to limp in. And we're going to see 4-way action here. King, Queen, 8 here. All spades. Look at this. Mike has got top and bottom pair. But there's a 3 flush out there. The only spade in the hand here is Don with the 7 of spades. Gets checked around to Mike. He bets 200. And Barry calls with Queen 9. Look how slim he's drawing. He loves to get mixed up with Mike. Oh, man, and the turn's a 9, and Barry's got 2 pair now. He checks, and Mike bets. Mike bets 500 now. And Barry's going to pull the min check raise here to 1,000. He's going to check raise here with queens up. Mike has the best hand right now. And Mike calls. And this pot is quickly $3,500. Here we go to the river. The river is a blank. I don't think Mike's going anywhere unless he thinks Barry flopped the flush. And Barry thinks he's betting for value. He's going to bet $2,500 here on the river. The pot is $6,000. $2,500 for Mike to call. Barry check raised him on the turn with just 2 pair on a 3 flush flop. And Mike has the best hand right now. Check call on the flop, check raise on the turn. And he is betting a little over, say, 3/4 of the pot here on the river. I mean, you would think that Mike only really has a bluff catcher here, but I think Barry thinks he's betting for value with Queen 9. I mean, Mike can beat Queen 8, he can beat Queen 9, and Mike's going to make the call. And Barry thinks he has the best hand, but that is not good. Mike is going to take it down there with King 8. Barry really thought he was making a value bet there at the end.
Actually, King Queen would be.
Unbelievable stuff here live at the bike.
Yeah, I love these warm chips. You have the second nuts. Not much I can beat you. Jack 10 could beat me. That scared me.
And Mike said that he was scared, a little bit scared of Jack 10 as well. I mean, that is a hand that Barry might have called there with an open-ended straight draw on the flop. Maybe with the Jack of spades in his hand.
Let me know next time you think you have 2 pair.
Trish is going to make this 140 to go here. 240 to go with ace, queen of clubs. Alex has got pocket 10s here. I mean, does he know that Trish is a really tight player? Is he going to smooth call or is he going to re-raise? You know, I got to tell you, from what I've seen of Alex, he has really kind of played this game tournament style so far. He has re-raised with pocket 10s out of the blind. He has brought in raises consistently from up front with ace rag. And now he's going to re-raise Trish with ace queen of clubs. You know, when Liz gets back in the booth here, I got to ask her about Alex's play. He's going to make it 700, and that's probably going to get it done. I don't think Trish is going to get involved. But again, you wonder, a guy that commonly plays no-limit tournaments, I mean, that is a move that you would make with a pocket 10s with, you know, the inherent need to accumulate chips. You know, bringing it in with ace anything. But we've seen Alex bring it in with a couple times with the ace rag from up front. Again, he's re-raised twice with pocket 10s, once from out of the blind to Mo's raise in seat 8. Mo's been playing as tight as anybody at the table.
Now you gotta add to it, huh?
Now that's 2 pair. It was just the weirdest needle.
Button moves over here to seat 6. Pocket kings here for Alex in seat 5. Well, he's definitely going to raise this one up.
I'm just a poor boy. Nobody give me any cards.
He's going to make it 220 here.
I like
What's
it.
up?
220.
Tell you what, if I bet 2,500 AP on that board, on that river, I'm not going to have 2 pairs.
It was scary. Well, it's
I'm either going to have nothing, I'm going to have absolutely nothing.
And Jonas is talking about that hand. Again, that Barry bet there on the river. It's kind of a peculiar bet.
Dragon roll.
Jonas said he's going to either have nothing or a monster. And Mike calls here out of position with 7-5. Heads up, Kings against 7-5. Here we go. Well, it's a pretty easy board for Mike to get away from, unless he's going to try to represent that he has an ace.
Mr. Win, how you doing? You look nice.
He checks.
This is Joe Lombardo.
And Alex checks right behind him. The turn is a 10.
What the hell was he betting?
Mike is going to look at his hand again.
You made a donkey. You made a donkey fucking call. You made a donkey call.
Mike checks again here. See if,
Three flush on the
and Alex
flop.
is just trying to keep his pot small. He checks again. And the river now brings a 1. No, it's a 9. But and it looks like this is just going to get checked all the way down, and Alex is going to win it here with Kings. Didn't want to make that pot any bigger there.
That was a crappy call. You got lucky. You got fucking lucky.
But moves over here to Barry Woods in seat number 7.
I've already proven myself to be a commentator.
Again, Liz Liu is joining us tonight. She stepped out of the booth to do a little bit of publicity for a second. Hopefully she'll be in the game towards the latter part of the show. She's enjoyed the first hour of this game, and this has been a doozy of a game.
Bump up one more.
An absolute doozy. And Ed is going to bring this one in for a raise here with ace-7 offsuit. He's going to make it 280 to go.
Oh, it's a I was like,
getting that
I thought
friendly now,
it
or,
was
what are we
gum,
doing?
man. I was like, dude.
Mike has got ace rag here, thinking about calling, as does Barry. Is Mike really going to get involved here with ace-4? Well, he makes the call.
Busy man.
I mean, the funny thing here is, Mike getting involved with an inferior hand against Ed, it's almost a little bit of a disadvantage, whereas if he called a tight player with that hand, thinking that he could outplay the tight player in position post-flop, whereas a guy like Ed, I don't think you're going to try to outplay him post-flop. I think you're going to be, trying to value bet and make hands. Is Jonas going to get involved here with kind of a big-time trap hand out of the blind? He's got king-jack offsuit.
You didn't trust that was 400?
And Ed has raised it up here. Jonas is not going to get involved, and we are heads up. You wonder if this is going to go miss-miss if Ed bets and Mike just gets rid of it. Here we go. Well, Ed's got the best hand here.
He's
got middle pair.
Everything. This is nice, right?
That's nice for you, yeah.
200 or 400?
The action is on Ed right now,
Now let's not push it.
Okay.
and he's going to
to.
he's going to bet
Now he's free rolling, right?
600 here.
Let's see how that works.
And Mike doesn't have any part of this. And again, I'm surprised, Mike, he plays a lot of hands, ace rag. I'm not a big fan of it. I would just think that, Mike might be more apt to call somebody who's a really tight pre-flop raiser and, represent something on the flop. As opposed to Ed that might, if that board came out rags and everybody missed, Ed might bet and call a raise with ace high. I mean, we've seen him do it before. He's here to have a good time. He's just here to gamble. And you wonder, if Mike can make that adjustment later on. I mean, Mike, his game has improved so much over the last year and a half. He really used to be one of the live ones. And now he is really one of the best players here. Plays a really loose, aggressive style. I'm a big fan of the way that he plays. We got a $240 raise here by Ed. He's going to bring it in with ace-10 offsuit.
Good is happening to me.
Most played one hand and went all in.
See, Chip, I love you so much.
And he's gonna take it down.
I'm going through menopause.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I'm getting flushes.
You know what that
That's
really
like
is?
for me, like,
Hey, you know what that means, don't you?
One time for her.
Hey, you can't get pregnant.
I can't.
No. Once you menopause, you're done, man.
Surgery?
No.
Don't
you
say
menopause,
anything
you're
in
done.
front of Barry. He will take it personally.
Stratos.
No, on aces.
Donna, can I have a rack, please?
Button moves over here to seat 9 to Jonas.
Is that a straddle or is that a straddle?
It's absolutely done blindly. With no prior information. Thank you, Donald.
Now we get a raise here. Looks like by Ed. Oh, it's a straddled pot. And it looks like Alex has raised again here with ace rag. He's made it 340 to go. Looks like he's got ace 8 offsuit. And Ed is going to call. He's going to call. You know, again, there's no, I don't mean to attack Alex personally. I just think he's playing it really, really aggressive at this table in a cash game. It's unbelievable. Jack 4 deuce here, rainbow.
I am checking.
Ed's going to check. Well, Alex can probably make this continuation bet and take it down. He's going to bet 550 here.
What is the reason for this act? Small enough.
And again, the difference I'm talking about, obviously in a tournament, you can't sit around. You can make a pre-flop raise with an ace 8, hope that the player who calls you from out of position misses and takes it down because you need to accumulate chips. You don't want to be on an inherent short stack. But for Alex, the best way to play this game might just, be there, sit and wait for the best hand pre-flop. I mean, that's what Mo is doing. That's what some of the other, Barry Woods hasn't played a lot of hands. We know that Trish is going to do that as well. Yeah, I think Mo has only played one hand right at the beginning of the night. He all in with the ace 10.
I just cannot pick up the
I know.
I just can't do it.
Well, Trish is going to bring this one in for a $180 raise. Ace 7 offsuit. She's going to attack her son's straddle.
Yeah, there
And is Mike going to call with 6-10 offsuit? And here we go, mother and son, heads up. Here we go to the flop. 10-3 deuce. Well, Mike's outflops his mom. And it goes check, check. Turn is a queen. And I think that they're just going to check it down here. And look at that. Trish hit the ace there on the river. They normally will play against each other, except, I guess, when it becomes heads up. Mike was just kind of defending there his straddle. And, yeah, Mike should have bet. Mo is saying, collusion.
I'm not going to fail. Don't force me to have you sign a
Button moves over here to seat 2.
before you sit on the table.
There's no one that you can play over on this. No one.
Don't cry about it.
That's Jack over there. And Button, he hasn't played many hands.
Oh, did I put my penny down?
Great for me. This is 2000.
Mike is in the big blind here in seat number 4.
Yeah, I'm
Limped around here. Trish is going to limp with 10-7 of hearts.
I do?
Now Ed there, he raises it up with ace jack, and he's going to take it down without a flop.
That's all right.
Alex is going to take the big blind here.
Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, thank you.
Alex has picked up a king-queen offsuit here in the big blind. Seat 6 here is going to limp in here, and Jonas is going to raise it up here with deuce 4 clubs. He's going to make it 140 to go.
7.
And Ed is going to re-raise to 470 with pocket 5s.
Very random.
Going to re-raise it up here to 470 with pocket 5s.
Advanced algorithm.
Alex has got king-queen offsuit to a raise and a re-raise. It's a big-time trap hand. He's out of position in the big blind here. King of clubs, queen of diamonds. He's really having difficulty with this one. I mean, this hand is really not a good hand in a cash game. He's going to get rid of it. Now, Don has got a little suited connector here. He is not going to call. And is Jonas going to play deuce 4 clubs out of position here to Ed? He made the call. And sometimes we talk about one of the weaknesses in Jonas' game. He mixes it up too much with a player like Ed. King, queen, 10 here on the flop. Jonas checks. He's totally missed the flop. And Ed's going to bet 500. Jonas is quickly out of there. And Alex says he wants his cards back. He would have flopped top 2 there. And the button moves over here to Mike.
That was a wonderful ball.
Again, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the email tonight. That's why I haven't read any. But we will be doing a video blog tomorrow, as always. Special guest tonight, Liz Liu, coming back into the booth shortly, and then probably playing in the game for the last hour or so.
Of course.
Nice re-raise, sorry, I flopped too fair.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh,
nice
okay.
re-raise.
You want me to pay you something back?
Buttons over here in Mike's hand. Queen Deuce of Hearts.
I can't
With a
pick up my
$500
phone.
bill.
I'm just
Wait,
absolutely unable.
$500.
Ed's got a king 6 offsuit. He's going to limp, and Mike is going to raise it up.
180. Just lost
He's going to raise it up to 180.
There's no amusement coming from the hospitality.
Don is going to call here with 9-5 of spades.
Can't tell if the space is red or that's the bronzer.
And that's going to bring Ed in here as well with king rag. Mike is the pre-flop raiser. We got three-way action here. Jack 6-3. Well, Ed has got the best hand here. He's flop middle pair, and he's going to bet. He bets 300. And Mike is out of there. That's probably going to get Don. Don obviously flopped nothing here. And he's out of there as well. And scratch another one up for Ed there. Kind of on a roll. We're at a cool collection pot there. And, of course, anyone that's not familiar with the collection pot, we take, I think, $14 per player per half an hour in this game. If the pot is over a certain amount, the winner of that collection pot pays the collection for each player. And I do not believe that that pot qualified as a collection pot. I think in this game, I think it has to be either over $600 or $700.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Barry Woods here in the big blinds. Buttons over here in seat 5. It's like it's folded around here to Alex. He's going to fold. And they're going to complete. They're not going to chop it up here. And this is going to get checked. Small blind, big blind. Heads up. Deuce 5-4 here. Well, Don's got top pair.
You were 3-5, right, man?
And he's going to lead out for 60. And Barry folds. So we've kind of quieted it down a little bit since the first hour of the show. Again, we've got guest commentator Liz Liu will be announcing the winner of the guest commentating contest shortly here in the next hour and a half. We're going to take a look at another chip count. 53,600 on the table. Mike leading the table with 14,500. Let's take a look at the differences here. See how these guys are doing. Wow, Mike up a quick $10,000. Unbelievable. Ed is up 3,000. Barry down a quick 2,300. Don down 3,300. Alex is down about 1,300. Obviously, Mike won that big pot against Barry, and he's won some other big pots as well. The set of sevens, another big hand. Limped around here. Four-way action. King, queen, 4 here with a couple of diamonds.
I am checking.
Checked around the turns to 7. It's the third diamond. Checked around once again. And the river here is a 3. And Mo is going to win it here with a pair of 4s. Wins it with a pair of 4s unless somebody bets. And Alex is going to take a little stab at it here. He's going to bet 150 here. Now, if you're Mo, I mean, is there a chance this guy is value betting a 7, or is it just a pure bluff? It looks like Mo doesn't have anyone behind him once Barry folds. Would Mo call his heads up? Or, yeah, he's not even going to get involved with it. Alex makes the bluff there at the end, and he takes it down. Nice little play there by Alex at the end.
You're kidding. Where at? Yeah, the same. I started. I didn't start with the go on. I started too.
Button moves over here to Barry in seat number 7.
1.5 hours.
Again, we're here live at the bike. We stream live cash games every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 Pacific time. We're doing a 20-40 no-limit hold'em game tonight. Brown chips are $10 chips, whites are hundreds. And Eddie's going to raise it up here to 200 with Queen 8 of diamonds. Mike makes a quick call with Jack 10 of clubs. Now look at Mo over there. He's got jacks. Look at all the dead money. I'm almost going to guarantee a push, and there it is. Playing the short stack there. I think that's definitely the correct move to play on the short stack. And he's going to pick himself up, it looks like, maybe $600 or $700 in dead money here. I mean, there's no way that Ed and Mike or Don are going to call here, or Barry for that matter, who's also a man. Although you never know, because, you know, Mo did show the pocket sixes earlier on tonight. So, I mean, the ace 10, excuse me, early on tonight. So does Barry think that Mo's full of it again here?
He would heads up. I saw both of the cards. And I said,
Mike is struggling here with Jack 10 of clubs. I mean, he's in real bad shape. He's out of there. Don has got ace 6 here. And it's over to Barry. He's got pocket sixes, but remember, Mo showed that ace 10 offsuit before. It's 1,300 more here, and the pot is about, I want to say 2,000, so he's getting a little bit under, I would say 1.5 to 1. And Barry's thinking, you know, is there a possibility that Mo is doing this with 2 overcards? But if Barry calls here, he's in horrible shape. And he is going to make the call here. That advertising that Mo did earlier with the ace 10, I think, really worked. Barry makes the call.
Tell Liz, if I win this hand, you have a seat.
And here we go. Liz is back in the booth. And Mo says, if he wins this hand, you have a seat, Liz. So let's root for him. Let's root for him. Let's root for him. Here we go. This pot is about $4,000. Jacks against sixes. Well, Mo is good so far. $4,000 cash game board run. These are always exciting for a lot of money. And they're talking about maybe running it more than once here, Liz. Obviously, you know, an attempt to reduce the variance in a big cash game. They're going to run it 2 times, I'm getting word. Well, the first time the turn's a 3 and the river's a 7. Mo wins that one. Turn is a 10. River is a 9. And it looks like they're actually going to run it 3 times. Barry needs a 6 here, and it does not come, and Mo wins all 3.
Wow.
You have a seat. Anytime she comes.
Unbelievable stuff. So, yeah, maybe we can get you in there for the last hour of the show or something. We'll stay in here in the booth for a half an hour more.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, this game is really juiced up. Actually, when you took a little bit of a 20-minute hiatus there for publicity purposes, the table really got kind of tight. I think that they knew you were gone and they weren't going to show off for you
Okay.
anymore.
So I guess we should announce that I am back.
Yeah,
huh? I want to
exactly.
see.
Yeah, Donnie, you can tell everybody out there that Liz is back in the booth.
And I'm watching.
Yep. You know, it seems like I appreciate everybody kind of bearing with us tonight. Looks like we had a little bit of problem in the beginning of the show. We might actually go, I'm not sure if we said we might actually go totally free tonight. I'm not exactly sure yet. So we kind of got a little more bonus. Everyone's going to maybe get to see Liz Wu.
Then we all flop our sets.
We had a raise here by Alex. Looks like he brought it in with a couple of 9s. 330, and we've got 2 callers, so the pot is about $1,100 here. Ace, 9, 7. Look at this, Alex. He raises 9s. He's got middle set. Now, I don't know if anyone can really get that involved, and he checked it. He checked it, Liz, and now Jonas has got a gut shot to the 8, and he picks up a backdoor diamond draw. And now Ed is going to come out and bet as a bluff.
Wow.
So Alex, he bets 300. Alex slow played. I got to tell you, if Alex just calls here, I think Jonas is coming in from behind.
Did Alex win a couple pots while I was gone?
He did. He won some. He's. I think he's almost even, actually. He's not up to all that much. He hasn't won any big pots. Well, you know, the funny thing here is it looks like Alex is raised. Now, what might be going through Jonas's head is, is Alex slow playing a set of aces here? If I catch a diamond or if I catch an 8, can I get paid off? I mean, Mike Jonas specifically put him on a set of aces or 9s here, and of course, no limit hold'em, a game of implied odds. Can I get paid off if I hit my card at the end? I think that's what's going through Jonas's mind right now. It's 800 total, a $300 bet, and Alex raised him 500 to 800 total. And this pot is now about 2,500. Jonas only needs to call about 800. And I tell you, if he thinks that Alex might not be able to get away from a set with a backdoor flush coming, he might make this call.
Clear in the statements you make, so yes, please indulge yourself.
But again, you know, Jonas is a mover and a shaker. He might think Alex just has nothing here and might push with the semi-bluff. I don't necessarily know if that's the right play. If he just calls here and he hits his hand, he could win a lot. But if he pushes here as a semi-bluff, he's in big trouble.
Albert, no good yet, huh? Albert, no good yet.
What do you think Alex is thinking at this point right now?
Well,
And look at this. Jonas comes back over the top.
wow.
Over the top. He check raises the turn. And look at this. Alex immediately moves all in. And again, you know, Jonas has kind of just mixed it up in the wrong spot here again. Jonas made it 2,300 more, and Alex has moved all in. And we're going to have to do a math problem out here now. Alex has got about another, how much all in here? It's another 1,500. Jonas had put in about 2,000. So we're talking about a pot. And Jonas is going to call with one card to come here. I think he is getting over 3-1. We're talking about like a $10,000 pot right here, the biggest pot of the night. And here we go to the river, and the river's a diamond, but Alex fills
Pairs
up.
the board.
It pairs the board.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you had two pair.
Wow. I mean, I'll go through that hand again. Jonas check raised it up. He made it 1,500 more. He made it 2,300 straight. Alex had made it 800 on the turn. Alex then calls and moves all in for another 1,500. Jonas calls plus the dead money. We're looking at a $10,000 pot there. Jonas was probably getting something like 4 or 5 to 1 there with one card to come. And you know what? It's probably the right call if you think your outs are pure. The only problem there is if Alex has a set, obviously one of your outs isn't pure, and that's what happened there on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Wow, wow, wow. Liz, I'm taking a look at a couple of these pictures here that you're going to sign for me.
Dragon roll.
Is it the Palms pool, or is this your pool?
My pool.
Your pool?
Yes.
My goodness.
It's in the back of
It
my
is good
home.
one. It is good.
In Biggs.
Yes.
Did you just recently move into a condo?
House.
A house? Wow.
What did you do to my picture?
Limped around here 5 ways. I will still frame it and love it though. King, Queen, 10 here with a couple of diamonds.
Actually, you've got the very first poster that I will be.
And we'll talk a little bit about that in a second here. Mike is going to bet out here with Queen 7. And it looks like it's the best hand right now. Well, actually, Don has got King 7. He's going to make the call. He is way out in front here with top pair. So Mike bet with Queen 7. Don called. The turn is a third diamond. It pairs the board here. Let's see what Mike is going to do. Kind of a scary card there, huh, for both players.
Thank you.
Both of them would have to check.
Hey.
Well, you know, Mike really likes to play off of other people's weaknesses. He might bet here big again. He's going to bet, well, only 500. And Don is going to call.
Okay,
This pot is quickly over $3,000. And the river here is a 4, and it goes check, check. So let's get into that. Of course, your website, lizlu.net. Everyone should check that out. You know, it's got, well, you've got some cool flashing video now up in front, on the front page now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you were talking about how you're going to start selling some posters on your website in the next couple of weeks. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm about to launch. Yeah, there's going to be probably, I'd say 6 to 8 photos that
Yeah.
I will be selling. And 3 of them are up right now for people to just have an example
Yeah.
of how the posters are going to be.
So everyone can go to the website and check it out, and they'll be able to buy the posters through your website.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Boy, I wonder who one of the first customers is going to be.
You?
That's good call.
That wasn't too much of a leap, was it? But I also read on your website that you don't date poker players either. But I like to think of myself as a poker commentator, even though I'm a poker player.
Fart.
So. The butt moves over here to Trish in seat number 1. And they're going to chop it up here, even though it's a collection pot game.
Now, in this game, do they chop the blinds?
Well, you know, the games that we normally play, the 10-20 level, 10-20 no limit and lower, we play a raked game. So a lot of people will chop that. This is a collection pot. I never really understand the chopping anyways, especially in no limit games, because I actually like to play heads up, blind versus blind. Those guys just chopped. This is a collection pot game. Not really a reason chop. Some people do, some people don't, I guess, to answer your question. Button moves over here to seat number 2. There's a couple of things I wanted to get at. Again, we're just going to let this hand play out itself unless something exciting's happened. We're going to just watch it happen. You know, we were talking over dinner again before the show about women in poker, and you had kind of an interesting thing happen that everyone kind of talked about with Vanessa Russo. Was that at one of the Bellagio events?
Yes, it was. It was at the 25,000 event.
You turned a jacks full, and she had 4 queens, and then you kind of thought that she kind of angled you with a little bit of a slow roll there at the end. When you checked, she moved all in. She actually had ace-queen, and the board was, the flop came queen-queen blank. You check-raised her.
I check-raised her. She bet out 2,000 on the flop. The flop was deuce, queen-queen.
Okay.
I was in the big blind.
Yeah.
She had raised pre-flop. And there was, if I can remember correctly, there were 2 limpers. And so I called with pocket jacks. Flops, like I said, deuce, queen, queen. I check. She bets out 2,000. The 2 callers behind her mucks. And I wanted to see where she was at. So I raised it up to 5,000. And she re-raises me immediately.
She re-raises you on the flop right away.
Yes, without even thinking about it. She raised to 10,000. So I called. Turn comes a jack. So that's a perfect card for me.
Yeah.
I check, and she checks immediately. So that puts a question mark in my head. And river's a queen, which is the worst card for me. I check, she moves all in.
And we'll get to that, the rest of that story in a second, because something just brewed here. Mike raised on the button. Don re-raised out of the blind, and Mike re-raised on the button pre-flop with king 8. The pot pre-flop is $3,000. Don now leads out for 1,000 on a ragged board here with jacks. Mike re-raised Don on the button with king 8. I mean, unbelievable. The pot is now approaching $5,000 now. There's a good look at Alex drinking some wine. And Mike is going to raise Don. He's going to represent a higher overpair. I mean, I got to think, you know, if you're Don, I mean, isn't there a possibility Mike has kings, queens, or aces here?
Uh-huh.
And Don calls. It was a $2,000 raise, and Don calls like it's nothing. $8,000 pot. The turn here is a 6. Mike is now open-ended. Will he take a card now? Yeah, he takes the card. He's open-ended. Here we go to the river. And the river's a 10! And he moves all in here. But Liz, let's examine this hand. Don can't beat aces, kings, queens. He can't beat pocket 9s, 10s, 6s, 7s, or an 8, right? What can he beat with jacks here on this board? And he made the call. He called on the river, and that pot is going to be the biggest of the night. Can we leave that board up there for a second? $14,000.
Wow.
$14,000 pot. Let's leave the board up there. We were talking about that story. A raise pre-flop by Mike on the button. Don goes back over the top, and Mike re-raises on the button. The flop comes 9-7. Don bets. Mike raises. Don calls. The turn comes 6. Mike takes the card in position, and the river's a 10. And Liz, you know, talk about when you play more deep stack, no limit, and you get into advanced plays. What can pocket jacks beat on that board at the end there?
Nothing.
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 And he called the river.
Besides a bluff. Besides a flush draw.
Yeah. Besides maybe ace, king of clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
What an unbelievable hand. Oh, wind taken right out of me. So, you checked to her. There was a 4th queen, or a 3rd queen that came on the river. You checked to her, and she moved all in.
Yeah, she moved all in. And she moved all in for 35,000.
Yeah.
So it was a large amount, especially the blinds that we were at. I sat and I had to think about it for a while. And after probably a little bit over a minute, she called the clock on me. Yeah. And so I
That's
did,
not something that somebody in the hand does a lot, right? If you're not
No.
taking exorbitant
no,
amount of time.
especially, I mean, if I was taking, and that was, I have to say that's the first time that I've ever gotten called on a clock. And I didn't really hear who had called the clock, so I asked the dealer, and the dealer said it was Vanessa.
Yeah.
And I actually went with my instinct. I put her on Ace King of Clubs, or there was a flush draw on the flop,
Finally, I got it. 100.
and there was only two.
I got it.
Wow, that's I just heard that. That's
somebody
what it-
clapping.
Exactly.
Go on. This isn't an exciting game. Go on.
I actually put her on a nut flush draw.
Really?
Yeah, because it kind of threw me off with her check on the turn,
Yeah.
because she checked immediately.
She checked so
after-
quickly.
So quickly. So I decided to call her down, and I counted down my chips, and even if I called that pot down, I would still have 20,000 left, which is enough for me to play. And she turned over. Before she turned over,
Hey, 200.
you know, we had this thing where some of the players did tell me
Yeah.
that it wasn't right what she had said, and I heard it myself. She said nice hand before she turned over her cards.
Which usually indicates that it was a nice call by you if somebody taps on the table, right? I mean, that would what it means to me.
It usually
You know.
means, when somebody says nice hand, it usually means they got you beat.
That if I say nice hand to you, I tap the table, you make the call. That's usually meaning that Liz, you have me beat. right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But she actually did it more as kind of a jest, or almost, I don't know. I mean, I don't know her, but I can see how it gets interpreted that it's a little bit inappropriate,
You know
or
how much he was on, right?
just
Stop your finger.
because she's kind of making it at first think that you've got the best hand, right?
Yeah,
At the end.
but I mean, I understand. I also understand. She's fairly new and she's young.
Right.
She's, she's been playing poker. I'm not sure for how long, but it takes time to learn. So, people make mistakes.
I'm going to put 10 grand. I said, come on.
You don't hold her again. You don't hold it again.
Oh no.
I've seen that she's actually played in a lot of events so far as
Yes,
well.
yes, she has. And
Wow. Look at this here. Ed's got pocket jacks, and Jonas has queens. Mike has called in between with sevens. Jonas is in the big blind here.
Shout on there, Jonas.
Now, who was the raiser here? Was it Mike? Look at this. Ed limped in with jacks. Liz, I have a feeling that Ed is going to pull the limp re-raise. Jonas is going to push all in here out of the blind. A limp by jacks. Mike calls with sevens. Mo calls in between with threes. Jonas pushes on the short stack, and Ed immediately calls here with jacks. Immediately. And obviously, Jonas is in great shape here. Remember, we just saw that hand that Jonas lost to your friend Alex. So Jonas is really on the short stack now. He's only got 950. And you know what? I mean, sometimes I'm critical of Ed here, but, if you limp with jacks and you got a couple of callers, now Jonas pushes on the short stack, I don't think there's anything wrong with a call for 950 here in this game with jacks. And Mike is going to overcall. He overcalls with sevens.
I gave you my word. I can't let you down.
I think the reason why he's doing that is he's got Ed in position, and maybe if he hits a monster, he can win all of Ed's money.
No, if I push all in, they're going to call.
And now Mo is thinking, well, now it's 900. You got two callers in between. Can I make this call to hit my set as well? And I don't know if he has enough money to make this call. He only has about maybe 4,000 or 5,000.
Then I got the free draw.
And this is going to be an interesting one. You get a feeling that somebody might hit a set here. Maybe, huh?
I'm thinking the flop's going to be like 8 jack 6.
8 jack 6. How about jack 7? 3. That'd be nice. Everybody's in. We've only seen it once on the show. We've been doing the show for a year and a half. Set over set over set, only one time. And Mo is really trying to figure out, can I call here? Do I have enough money to call? Looks like he's got 4,000. It's about 800 more for him to call. I don't think he's got enough. I just don't think he's deep enough to make this
I
call.
want to give my
Before the
seat
show's
to-
over, Mo. Either call in, call or fold.
Yeah, I want to give my
I mean, I don't think he's going to move all in. He's just thinking, do I have enough money to make this call to try to hit my set?
Play a big pot, Mo.
Yeah, I can't really
Get it all in there.
I can't
Put a hole in my head, Martin. It's not working.
He's really thinking about this one.
call the club.
Yeah, that brings up a point here. When you call with a pocket pair in a no-limit cash game, like a small pocket pair, what do you take into account in terms of how much money you have to have and what your opponent? Do you use like a rule of thumb, how deep you have to be or how deep your opponent has to be to call a small pocket pair?
No, actually, when I play poker now, I play the players.
Let's just flip him up.
If the player's a tight player,
Yeah.
and pot odds.
Well, three-way action here. There's a side pot between Ed and Mike.
Oh my, a
The set
three.
threes there that Mo would have made.
Oh wow.
Well, that's really not a good flop for Ed. But I think Mike's get away from it. Jonas is way out in front here. Ed is going to need a running straight here, or he's going to need a jack. Again, I don't mind the laydown by Mo. I don't think he had enough money to make an $800 pre-flop call. He only had $4,000 behind.
I flopped it.
Yeah, Mo's saying he flopped it. He flopped it.
I flopped it. Everybody knows, man. I flopped it.
Turns a 5. Ed needs a jack and only a jack here.
You gotta see that.
And the river's a king. Jonas is going to win it here with kings and queens. Wow, unbelievable. We've got just over an hour left in the show. We're going to do a couple more minutes here with Lizzo. Did you bring money with you? Of course. It's funny, my producer coming right in. She wants to play. Did she bring money with her? I'm like, yeah, probably. Of course, she's a poker player. Button moves over here to seat number 8. So Liz, you're going to come and visit us in the Rio Lifestyles Convention booth. Did you go to that convention last year? It runs opposite to the main event. The first 7 days of the main event, there's a poker convention that in the adjacent convention hall.
Expo?
The expo, yeah.
Yes. I am actually going to be at the booth there on one of the days.
And this is an interesting question here. By CW Siggy on 2+2. It says, Liz, please rate your game versus Mimi Trans. Barry Greenstein seems to think she's the greatest female limit player around, even saying she broke the games around LA. Now, you said you played with her a lot, right?
Yes.
Whenever you want to act, I mean, I'll do it in my own style.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but, I mean, Mimi is a strong player, right?
Yes, Mimi
Yeah.
is a strong player, but everybody's got a different game.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different strategies. But everybody that's in my game that plays are good players.
And do you regularly play with her?
Yes, I do.
You
Mhm.
Pissing me off. Fucking luck box.
And this one's going to get limped around here.
Pretty much so.
But as far to answer your question, as far as who I think is the greatest female, I have to say, hands down, Jennifer Harmon.
What did I tell you, Mike?
Well, of course, she plays in the biggest of games, right?
It's not just the biggest games,
Yeah.
but for her to play the biggest game and to last this long, you gotta have skills. It's just not about luck, and she holds her own.
Yeah, she seems like a really solid player from what we've seen on High Stakes Poker on GSN.
She's a very solid
Yeah.
player.
Tiffany.
Now look at this Jack bet out here with 9-10. Ed called with middle pair. And Mo has got he's got an interesting draw here. Look at that board. 3-5-10 with 2 clubs. He's got 7-4 of clubs. He's got a club draw and a gut shot to the 6. He calls on the button. And this pot is quickly about $1,000. And there he's made the flush. Jack's hand really wasn't that strong with 9-10. Now a third club comes out. He's probably going to get checked over to Mo, and I would imagine that he is going to bet.
Jack and
Queens. Well, actually,
And he bets.
Egg calls now. At least you have I have to call. Yeah. I'm getting good on that. Look at that.
And it looks like he's got to take it down. So how does it look like John Fan is doing over there?
I'm trying to check, but I can't.
Yeah. See if I can help you out here.
Speaking of getting paid,
3-5 black on the flop. Head 250.
Mike out of there.
See, look at these guys. They're always after me, Liz. Bart, quote unquote, we're talking over dinner again about how blah, 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 as if they were on a date. So it looks like that's probably going to be your seat right there.
There's a thing that says you're going to start reading poetry.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
To you.
very interesting.
Selection pot.
Again, we talked about in the beginning of the show how at the games that you play, at the level that you play them at, it's really kind of a gem if you have a recreational player in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you're really, really rich, no recreational player can really afford to play in a game like that on a regular basis, right?
True.
So, it's an interesting question because I've seen it on a couple of threads before. Who are the ones that make the money? The better pros feed off the weaker pros. The weaker pros go broke. They move down. Then they move back up until they're good enough. Is that basically what the system is?
Exactly.
Yeah. Look at this. Barry raised it up with deuce 7 offsuit. Mo call with king jack of diamonds. Jonas is in here with queen 9. Well, Mo's got the nut flush draw here. Now, Barry is obviously not playing the strength of his hand. See if he makes a continuation bet here with the ace on board. And he's going to bet 340 here. And Mo's going to raise him up right away. Going to raise it up with the nut flush draw. Going to make it 900. Obviously, Barry has absolutely nothing. I assume Barry's going to fold here. So I'm looking at cardplayer.com, and I actually saw the horse event come up. Captain Tommy Franklin in the #1 spot right now. Mike Matisow sitting in 4th chip position. Obviously, it's pretty early on. You did the circuit over on Card Player. And when you did it, you actually did it a couple, maybe a week before David and I did it. And that was when, Mike was doing it more on a regular basis. And it's a pretty funny show.
It is.
You played Mike, talking about how you played Mike 2040 No Limit Hold'em. It looks like we're going to take another look at a chip count. We're going to do a couple more hands with Liz. I think she's going to pop up to the table. So look at this. We've got $50,000 on the table. Let's take a look at the differences.
I respect the blind event.
Mike is up 13,500. Alex is up 4,000. And look at Don. He dropped 10 grand in seat 6. Well, I hope that's not indicative of how you're going to do over there. You're taking that guy's seat. I think you might be able to play a little bit better, huh? Jonas is going to raise it up here with ace queen of diamonds. Live straddle here by Mike.
Edward, try some of your wine, sir.
Barry has called with king 9 of hearts. And now he's out of there and Mike is out of there. So Barry limped in, Jonas raised. And got a fold there. So, Liz, I want to really thank you very, very much for stopping by. Made my day. I want you to take this rose, and I want you to really get him out there. And again, of course, you can go to lizlou.net and check out some posters that you're going to be putting on sale in the near future. You can check out martinspoker.com. You play on that site exclusively.
Exclusively.
Right?
Yes.
And, that site gives a chance for kind of the lower level players to come in and chat with the pros, right? And we can look for you in a few more events coming up, the No Limit and Limit events coming up at the World Series of Poker.
Yes, I will be heading back to Vegas tomorrow, and I'll be playing in the shorthanded.
And the shorthanded, the 6-handed.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I hope you've had a lot of fun here.
I did.
Live poker, obviously, it can get kind of crazy, and this is a crazy table.
I see that.
Good luck to you out there. Going to do probably one more hand with her. 4-way action here, limped around. Ace, 6, deuce here with a couple of hearts. Limped around. And it looks like it's checked around. And Barry's going to bet. Well, Barry's actually going to bet 200 here with pocket 4s. Quick call here by Jack with ace rag on the button. Ace rag is the best hand. So it's about a $600 pot here. Turn is king. Once Barry knows that Jack's played it so tight there in C2. Yeah, Jack is going to bet, and Barry folds. And Liz, good luck out there. I think you can take him. I think you can take him. And look at this. We're going to have you pull our guest commentator promotion. We've been doing a guest commentator promotion for all the people that have signed up for the archives. The winner of this will win a $500 buy-in to our 300 to 500 No Limit Hold'em game. He'll be able to come in and guest commentate with me for a night, and we'll get a 6-month subscription extension on the archives. So Liz, pull away. Reel that up there. Pull out the email,
right.
And we'll see who's going to win.
How many can I pull?
Just one. Just one. Just one.
Okay.
So here we go. So we just have the email here. Ah, here we go. Daryl Praver. Praver@AOL.com. He's been a subscriber since March 19th of last year.
Wow, congratulations,
So congratulations,
Daryl.
Daryl. Thank you very much for pulling that. And again, good luck out there. Get him. Oh, it was such a pleasure. I knew that was going to happen. So go get him out there. We got about an hour left in the show.
Okay.
And I wish you luck. And
Are you going to be
it's been a
okay by
pleasure.
yourself?
Yeah, I think so.
All
I think
right.
so. It won't be as fun, but
Well, at least you get to see me on the live game, right?
absolutely. So Liz Lou's going to take off. Quite a juicy game out there. Going to move over to seat 6. Look at this. Look what she was going to pick. This is the funniest thing ever. I got Barry Woods' thing here. That was in her hand. Wouldn't that have been hilarious? This thing is full of like 800 subscriptions, and Liz is actually signing the board right there. Thank you, Liz, and good luck out there. Here she comes. Now, Alex here, looks like he threw a bet out with Queen Jack. Ed's open-ended. Turn here is a 4. No pair against no pair still. This pot is over $2,000. Third club, and Alex is going to continue to fire here. He's going to continue to fire. He bets 1,000. And a call here by Ed. This pot is quickly $4,000. And the river is a 9, and Ed backs into the best hand. Is Alex going to fire 3 bullets here? He's asking how much Ed has. Ed is eating. The pot is like $5,000. I mean, Ed is going to fire and bluff Ed 3 times here. And how much is Alex going to bet here? He bets only $2,000 here, or is he pushed in? And he's going to call. He calls the $2,000 bet, and Ed catches Alex on a 3-barrel bluff. Unbelievable. The pair of 9s is going to win it. And you wonder if Alex was paying attention to the fact that Ed calls and he calls and he calls. Wow. The pair of 9s is good there for Ed. Nice hand there for Ed. Again, Ed kind of accidentally backed into a pair there. Wow, and Alex can't be happy about that. But again, you don't make a living bluffing Ed. He's going to probably call you with any pair.
I know, but I just didn't think he had. Like, I thought he had nothing. You know those T-shirts that say no fear?
So Jack has moved over here to seat 6, and Liz is going to be coming into seat 2 for the final hour of the show. Right next to Ed to her left.
The guy who owned the BUM, B-U-M. Yeah, nice guy. Yeah.
Say you to save me money.
Hey, I pushed over the top of you, he calls it.
Yeah.
And then I
I used to see him on American Airlines every time I went to New York. Taking on the flight.
Limp in here by Jonas. Ed limps in.
Are you being
Mike is going to raise it up here with 8-6 of clubs. He's going to make it 120 to go.
maybe?
$80 more here for Barry. And he calls.
I understand.
He makes the
I know,
call.
But I thought I was still representing enough.
Hey, Ed? 80. Blind call? There must be some good sushi.
Yeah, actually, if you do sushi, that's it. But I just felt I really had it. / slight chance I might be believed.
Yeah, he doesn't catch a 9 in the river, he's not calling.
4-way action here.
Dangerous.
Queen 9-8 here. What a flop for Ed. And look at Mike. Mike's got a pair and a club draw. Mike was the pre-flop raiser on the button, and these two might go to war here. And you can see there that Ed is a favorite here with King Jack. He's got overcards, he's got a gut shot, plus a club draw. He's a favorite over the field.
No. Bet it so Mike calls.
And this pot is about $600, and Ed is going to bet. He bets $400 here. And let's see what Mike is going to do. Wow, Mike is going to semi-bluff raise. I'm a little bit surprised. Again, you don't make a living trying to drive Ed out of pots. If Ed has any piece of that, I think he's going to call. But maybe Mike figures if Ed calls, I can take a card on the turn, and Ed makes the call. And this pot is quickly $2,800. You can see Ed is almost a 60% favorite over Mike with the pair, and the turn's the club. Flush over flush. And Ed is going to stack Mike off here. Mike bets $1,200. It's a $4,000 pot right now. And I think, and Ed is going to check raise here to 4,000. Oh, wow.
I mean, there's so many things going on.
This is unbelievable. Can Mike get away from a small flush here? Can he get away from it? It's an $8,000 pot, and Mike looks like he's going to immediately call. Oh, this is unbelievable. Mike is drawing dead. This pot is $12,000, and Mike is drawing dead. And look at this. Mike goaded Ed to check the river down. They're going to check the river down. Wow. The river is a jack, and Ed would have made a whole bunch more money on the river. Looks like he had about another $6,000 left. But Ed wins a $12,000 pot there. And Mike got Ed to say, you want to check the river down. Whew. Unbelievable. What a hand there by Ed.
But I had the possibility of
Flush over flush.
Cost me $3,500.
Wow.
I know. I was so close.
Yeah.
I was so close. To
Button moves over here to seat 5.
But if you call me, if you have something like 8, 9, and 5, you're still favored. But I don't have that many shit.
I just guessed right over there. It was a $300 bet from what I've been watching.
I don't know why.
And Mike is going to raise it up here. He's got pocket 9s. Again, I think Ed left himself about $7,000 or $8,000 more on the table there, but what a nice win. It looks like he's happy. Seat number 5 here is going to make the call here to Mike's raise.
that process.
Here we go to the flop. Well, Mike has got the overpair.
Mike, you know what makes it even worse? I hate to put out the
And I think that Ed is checked. And Mike has got a nice overpair here. I assume he's going to bet, and I don't think Alex or Ed are going to get involved.
Just because I saw he lost the pot. He's upset. No, that's needling. I mean, I don't. Because he doesn't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't do for me.
So Mike bets here. He bets 600.
You guys both go back and
Ed is out of there, and so is seat number 5.
Why don't you grow up one day, Mike?
And Barry, of course, talking a lot of trash there to Mike.
You're such an immature little fucking... And you're like 28 going on 2. Even she look at to me. How sick is that?
50 going on 18 and you're still trying to look like you're 25.
That's it. That's what I'm doing. That's it.
Identity.
Stop the tanning, stop the hair dye.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Mike says stop the tanning, stop the hair dyeing.
No big deal.
Again, Liz Lou will be coming in the game here in a couple of minutes.
I was so close.
You're still in the house about that, man. Jesus Christ, man. Get a life.
Hey.
But he doesn't think
What
about
about me?
that time.
I lost the chips.
Yeah, that's
These
right.
are chips you could have won. I lost
Limped
them.
around here.
I forgot about it.
Alex, he doesn't think about that hand. I said pocket 3.
Yeah, it's pocket 3s. He could have like quadrupled
Because
that.
he wasn't the right play for you to make the pocket 3. It was the right play for me. I thought you wanted to draw and I thought he had nothing.
And Jonas is still kind of talking about that hand where he made that big semi-bluff with the gut shot on the flush draw. 5-way action here.
No, you just need him to miss.
10-6-4 with a couple of hearts. Well, Barry's got a flush draw.
That's what I felt. I just needed him to miss.
He's on the button. He's probably going to make this bet here. Well, Ed's going to beat him to the punch because he's got Jack 10. He bets 200. Is Mike really going to get involved here with bottom pair? It does not look like it.
Wise choice, Mike.
Well, Barry is going to raise. And again, I think this. I don't mind the raise because this is more of a raise where he can take a free card here on the turn. I mean, Jonas has 7-10 here. I don't think he's going to get involved. Barry has raised.
He can't.
Okay, you hide your card.
So let me ask you a question. When I said check really loud to you, did that indicate at all
Wow.
that I have a hand? When I said, hey, Ed, I checked, did that indicate that maybe I had cards?
This is funny because Barry raised, and then it looked like Ed tried to re-raise out of turn.
And don't get bent out of shape. If you want
We're
to
gonna
get bent
talk on
out
this,
of
you
shape,
guys.
let's step outside. I'll show you my.
Now, what I was going to say is I don't mind the raise here by Barry because I don't expect Ed to really come back over the top unless he's got a real
Come on,
monster.
Josh, call. Let's do 600.
Because I think you might be able to take the card here on the turn. I mean, Barry's kind of made almost like a limit raise.
You got 5, 7, 8, 9 in your hand?
And Jonas gets away from it. Now let's see what Ed does. Is he going to make the re-raise? No, see, he just calls. And now Barry can take the card. The pot is now $1,400. Here we go to the turn. The turn is a 3. Barry now picks up a pair with his heart draw.
I check.
Barry should really take a card here. He really needs to take a card here.
No, he doesn't have any fucking cards.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I can't believe this. Barry's going to bet 600 here.
You know,
He's got to know that he's behind. I thought the raise and the flop was so that he could take the card on the turn. Pot is now over 3,000, and the river's the heart, and he makes it.
check.
Ed
Don't scare
checks.
me with money.
Time for Barry to really value bet. He bets 2,000 now.
Yeah, I know that.
He bets 2,000 here on the river.
Show me what you got.
No.
The pot is about $5,000, 2,000 for Ed to call. And Ed is not. It looks like Ed's going to lay it down. Well, give credit to Ed there. He didn't lay the hand down against Alex with what was second pair. Barry already tipping the dealer before the hand is over.
You know, winning $5 from the cocksucker is so delicious.
I know.
And Ed's out of there. Nice lay down there by Ed.
Pussy, show me the hand. If you're not a pussy.
Give me 500. Give me 500, I'll show you the hand.
It's $10. Yeah.
No, 500.
Nah, take it. You know you want it.
500.
Just have- I'll be right back.
Nice hit.
What did Ed have? Top pair.
Ace 10 in the coup?
Button moves over here to seat 8 to Mo. Again, Liz Lou coming into the game here soon.
I did, Mike, because you are the bomb. You know exactly what I had. What did I have, Mike? You are so fucking good.
I think you had a straight draw and a flush draw.
You guys, I just can't play against you two anymore.
You really can't play against anybody. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I know the horseshoe shoved so far up my ass I got hemorrhoids with it. Give me 5 minutes. Some fucking people. Wait, I haven't been pushed upon in 2 minutes. Whoa!
Got a $320 raise here by seat number 5.
Never been somebody so fucked up in my life. It's the fucking world over.
And Barry continuing to talk shit about Mike. And a call here by Mike. Alex has raised it with... No, actually, Jonas is going to make the raise here out of the small blind with ace-king. 2 callers here. It's a $900 pot. Here we go. Ace-5 queen here. Look at this. Mike's got the nut flush draw, and Jonas has ace-king. Oh, what a big hand. And Jonas checked it. I think he's going to check raise. It gets checked to Alex. He bets 800. I think Jonas might have been checking maybe to get Mike to bet. And let's see what Jonas is going to do. He check raises all in. An $800 bet. Jonas is going to push all in. We'll see how much more it is. $2,500 plus the all in here. How much more is it? Take the 800 out. It looks like maybe it's another.
1,040.
How much is it here?
Looks like 3,040 to me.
3,040?
Looks like 3,040. 1, 2,
3,040. So it's another 2,200. $4,700 pot. It's going to be 3,040 for Mike to call. I don't think he's not getting the odds here to call. I mean, he's getting about 1 point, maybe 1 1/4 to 1. Now for Alex, it's going to be another, looks like 2,200 to call a pop at 4,700. He's getting about 2 to 1.
I wish I knew whether or not you were calling.
And Mike is trying to figure out in his head. I don't think he's got the odds to call, though, again. Yeah, pot was about 4,700. He's got about 3,000 to call. Now for Alex, he's getting about 2 to 1. He's trying to figure out the pot odds. They took the 800 in here. It was $900 on the flop, an $800 bet, and a push all in for $3,000. So $4,700 pot, $2,240 to call. He's getting a little over 2-1. All he has is Queen 10. He is way behind here.
Not this weekend, but next weekend, right?
Next Saturday.
I don't know necessarily what he thinks Jonas has.
I'm going to New York tomorrow, so I'll be
You're going
back.
to
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday.
And Alex, he's really thinking this one over. Again, I mean, it's almost like, I keep saying it, Alex is an instructor at WPT camp tournament, like a tournament boot camp. He's almost played the entire night kind of like a tournament. I mean, he is getting about 2-1 here. If Jonas has ace-king, he's a 3-1 dog. Now, if he thinks that Jonas has a flush draw, I guess maybe over 50% of the time. Oh, man, it's tough. Maybe that's what he's trying to think, and he's going to lay it down. He's just thinking through the possibilities. Ace-king was good.
You're thinking about that.
Turn was an 8, and the river was a jack. And that wouldn't have really improved anything. Jonas would have won it there with the ace-king.
Jack and diamond was safe.
Is that the river?
And Mike would have made the diamond, though. Mike would have made the diamond.
I picked up an 8. I should have waited till the turn. I don't know. It was a good nap-wise. Next time we can mix up hand in. If I knew he was out.
Button moved over here to seat number 9 to Jonas.
Because you would make that play with a really good flush draw, so, but you didn't have a flush draw.
I wish you just called.
Live straddle here by Mike.
If he if somehow I knew he was calling, I'd get 3-1. But then he might push on the turn.
I had a lot of outs for shit like that. Just for your oil and gas thing. I had a lot of outs on the turn.
Live straddle limped around.
Think big.
9s, 2 red 9s.
Big deal.
10-9-9 here on the flop. We get trip 9s here for Jonas.
Cost you 200. So.
To him? Yeah. Lots of chips.
Jonas has got trip 9s. He's going to bet 300 here. Mike has got queen 8. I don't think he's going to get involved. He does not. Jonas betting there with the trip 9s. Got about 45 minutes in the show. Again, we're waiting Liz Lou to take seat number 2.
Yeah, front.
I appreciate you not gambling.
Trish has got the button here in seat number 1.
Is that right? The right odds? 1.8 to 1? Is that?
Pocket kings here for Ed. He's in the small blind.
You have only 9 parked there.
I was being sarcastic.
Only $20 to you, sir. No, brown chips. Oh, brown ones? Careful, careful.
Limped around, and Ed's going to raise. He's going to make it 220 to go here. And Mike has got a little suited connector. Well, Mike is afraid that somebody's got a big hand in front of Ed. And Jack is going to call Ed with queen 8 of clubs. Well, he's tired of playing a little bit tight. It's a $600 pot. Well, 10, deuce, 3. Alex would have flopped bottom 2. He would have stacked Ed. Again, I don't quite understand, I just got to throw it out there. I don't understand Alex making raises with ace rag, making plays against Ed with queen jack, and not calling Ed's $200 raise there with deuce 3. If Alex calls that raise, he stacks Ed. There's no way Ed's getting away from it. It just makes a lot of sense to call there against a player like Ed. He's in position. it looks like he might have enough money. He's got about, wait, was it 4,000 in front of him? I think I make that call. And it's not just because I'm seeing the cards.
And I almost just said, you know, let's just make a one horrible call. But with the play, I was like, I'm going to have to hit 2 pair or better.
Get a look at that sushi.
And I was like, oh, well. Oh, that's right. I'd have gotten Yeah, 10 ounce.
Limped around here. 4-way action.
Oh my God! I think I have
Queen deuce 5 here with a couple of clubs. Well, king 9 of clubs here for Ed. He's got a flush draw. He's got the second nut flush draw. Mike's got a pair of 5s. And Trish is going to take a little shot at it. Just a little bluff bet. She doesn't have much. Ed's going to call. I assume that's going to get Mike out of there. Wow, Mike is going to check raise here. He's going to make it 600. Trish is out of there. And Ed is not that big of a dog here. He's got 2 overcards and a club draw. He's a favorite with 2 cards to come. $600 check raise, and Ed makes the call. So here we go. It's about a $1,400 pot to the turn. The turn is an ace. Mike is still good here. And Mike checks. Let's see if Ed takes the card. He checked. Check here. Oh, and the river's a 4. And look at that. Ed could have maybe made a bluff at it there. There's almost nothing Mike can beat at the end. But he does not. And Mike is going to win it there with the 5.
You didn't know shit, okay? You didn't know shit. I knew what I like. I knew where it was. You just called.
Button moves over here to seat 4. There's Trish. Again, we are awaiting Liz Lou, expecting to come into seat 2 here.
I know it's an ugly him, just because I know where I'm at with it.
Where did she go? That's the question. I didn't scare away that much, did I? Button moves over here to seat 4.
I will not lose one
No,
time.
I'm the host here. You asked me seat 9. I should give you seat 9. We had a big argument, so, you know, seat 3 at home, 2 people there, mostly Alan and Trish, almost 5, and I realized
Limped around here. Three-way action. Queen, Jack 8 here with a couple of clubs.
Oh, really? 160.
And Ed is going to bet 160 here with the Jack.
I respectfully submit 160.
And look at this. Jack is going to call with a gut shot. Now I know what's going on with Liz, and I'll get to it after the end of this hand. Now it makes a little sense. Well, it doesn't make... Turn is a queen. Ed is still good here with a pair of jacks.
210.
He's going to bet 210 now. And he takes it down. So the word is that Liz has Bellagio chips on her. And that's something that is not normally redeemed here, or they don't accept them at the bike. I mean, they do any Southern California chips, but not Vegas chips. So they're trying to get the manager in, and hopefully she can get into the game. Got about a half an hour left in the show.
I knew Mike at the flush.
That's great, Isaac. Wasn't even planned. Yeah. Hopefully we can just get her into the game. That is what is called a great shot right there. Great reality shot.
Hey, you might want to look on the Wow. There's a big fight now. There's big fight over a seat. Now there's no open seat.
I have a board. He's here. I have a board.
Maybe one of the players at the table.
Nothing knows all our telephone.
Oh, she's been watching everything.
Can you change?
And there she is. There's Liz Lou.
Mike.
Is she the one you guys are talking about?
No, she's not the one.
I got chips.
No, it's the good-looking commentator.
There we go. It seems like
We were talking about.
we had some feed troubles, and now we're back, and here comes Liz Lowe. And again, you can watch the show in its entirety on the archives. It's going to be up tonight, so if you want to catch it.
All of them.
And there she is. We're going to get her for just over a half an hour here tonight. Hopefully we'll get some nice hands in. The beautiful, lovely Liz Lowe. Now she's posted here. She's not in for, she's in for 40 here. We're playing 20-40 no limit hold. She's playing 5,000 behind. And she's going to raise it up here with ace rag right off the bat. Right off the bat, she's going to raise it with ace 8 offsuit. Ed calls, Mike calls. After I was just discussing with her, I didn't understand what Alex was doing with ace 8 offsuit or ace rag up front. She's going to bring it in for a raise, and she's going to get everybody to call her. And now we're going to see five-way action. How does she like her ace? Her ace is good. It's a $500 pot. Here we go. Well, 10-7-6 here.
Oh, wait, it's my turn first? What are you checking? I'm sorry. What are you checking for? Hold on, no.
And Barry's got top pair.
Barry, don't get pissy now.
And so does Mike. And this could be fireworks between Barry and Mike here. Obviously, Liz is pretty much missed here. She's got a gut shot to the 9. I don't think she's going to get involved.
One more?
Barry bets 350 here. A little more than half the pot size of the pot. Liz is out.
Yeah. We'll call.
Eddie's got 7-9. He's got middle pair. He's got a gut shot to the 8 with backdoor diamonds. That's probably going to bring him in. Mike has got top pair with a gut shot to the 8. That'll definitely bring Mike in. And we could see a war here between Barry and
Thank
Mike.
you, Ed, I appreciate it.
These two go at it a lot.
The only thing better than your money.
And Mike is trying to figure out, should he call here or should he raise?
Okay, you do that.
He's going to make the call. No, he's going to raise it up.
It is.
He's going to raise it up 800 more. And I can tell you, Barry is not going anywhere. There is not a lot that Jack 10 can beat here. But again, it's Barry against Mike. Barry is not a professional poker player. He lives for this. He lives to go heads up against Mike. This is why he comes down to the casino. He wants to beat Mike out of a pot. I don't think he's going anywhere. How about the case 10 on the turn? Would that be fireworks?
I will pay.
I think Ed is going to get out. Or is Ed going to overcall here? I can't believe this. Ed overcalls. Wow, and here we go. Over a $3,000 pot to the turn. The turn is a 5. It changes nothing. Barry still has the best hand here with Jack 10. He's an 80% favorite here over Mike and Ed's hand.
Check.
Barry checks. Again, it's a $3,200 pot. Ed checks. What is Mike going to do? He's going to take the card. Here we go to the river. And the river here is an 8, and Mike and Ed both make straights.
I would entertain
It's a
$630.
wow, it's a $3,300 pot. Ed's going to bet $630 here. Barry, of course, does not have a straight. His hand is garbage. Mike and Ed both have the same hand. Now, the question for Mike is he going to raise or just call here? He's going to raise it up. I'm sure that Ed is going to call, and they're going to chop this one up. Going to chop about a $6,000 or $7,000 pot up right here. He's going to make it 15 to go.
870.
And Ed is going to call. And they're going to chop it up. And let's see if Barry Woods talks any more smack over here about the suck out.
We're chopping the Coxsacre's money.
Yeah, we got about a little over a half an hour left of the show here.
Give me that extra.
Apologize that we had some trouble with the emails here tonight. Couldn't really get at any of them, but I will read them after the show. Get your hands in for Hands for Video Blog. Congratulations
This is so sweet.
We need some not to hit an 8.
to the winner of our guest commentator promotion, Preston.
Where's yours? Yours is beautiful.
Darryl Praver. Darryl Praver, the winner of our guest commentator promotion. He's been an archive subscriber for over a year and a half. Subscribed on 3/19 of 2005. He's going to be in here. He's going to do some guest commentating with me. He's going to get a $500 buy-in to the 300 to 500 game. He's going to get a 6-month subscription extension on the archives. Ed's going to bring this one in for 200 here. He's got King Jack offsuit. Mike's got a little gapped connecting cards offsuit 8-6. He likes to play those mid cards. He's probably no, he does not call.
Oh.
And I don't know if anyone's going to get involved. They do not.
What happened?
Yeah, I think that some of the players might be a little bit distracted now on the table for some reason. We're going to do another chip count? Here we go. Take a look at another chip count.
You're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
44,000 on the table. Ed
Oh, you're in Tony.
ruling the table here. Now, Mike, now look at this. Mike has got 13,000. Am I going to say that right? We've got it up wrong. Yeah, we've got 54,000 on the table. Mike has got $13,000. Let's take a look at the differences. So Mike is up about $7,300 here. Ed has got 8,000. Mo's got 2,000. Trish, Liz, and Jonas all just about even. Obviously, Jonas just came into the game. Liz just came into the game.
Oh, they're missing. I'm sorry. I thought you said.
Now look at this. Ed is going to bring this one in for a raise with deuce 7 of clubs here. Barry calls, and Jonas is going to re-raise here with pocket jacks out of the small blind.
Come on, little cocksucker. Call.
Oh, here, eh?
Oh, these guys just... I mean, do they realize that there's a lady at the table? I guess it doesn't really make any difference in Barry Woods' mind, right? I mean, he's been married for 30, 40 years, 50 years, whatever it is. Jesus. Donnie, you want to tell Barry that there's a lady at the table? Jeez. There's a good look at that chip burner Robert Turner in the background there.
You know, I have a very lousy hand, but a good feeling.
Now look at this. Jonas has raised it with jacks, and Ed calls with deuce 7 suited. He says, I have a lousy hand, but I'm going to call anyways. So here we go. It's a $1,200 pot to the flop. Wow, he picks up a club draw. He might not go anywhere here. Now that is really not a good flop here for Jonas.
You don't have to play Hollywood games.
He bets 900.
No problem.
And Ed is going to call. The problem here is you don't know if Ed's on a flush draw. You don't know if he has a king, a queen, or a 5. Well, the turn is an 8. Jonas is still good now. And it looked like he checked. So how about if Ed fires here, we'd probably take it down. And he's going to bet it. I love it. What a nice bet here by Ed. But he didn't really bet all that much. It looks like it's about an $800 bet. And now, if you're Jonas, what do you think Ed would bet here? You can't beat a king. You can't beat a queen. Would Ed bet a 5? He plays it so unorthodoxly. Sometimes you never know what he has. Jonas has got the best hand. He's about a 4-1 favorite here going into the river with one card to come. And he's got just a pure dry flush draw here. But again, Jonas can't beat much. He's facing 2 overcards here on the flop.
I'm going to buy another bottle right after this time. No, please, come on, please.
Pot is about $3,000, 800 here for Jonas to call. Jonas raises out of the blind pre-flop, and he's going to call. He's going to call. And here we go. We're approaching $4,000 here. Ed needs a club, and he does not come. Can Ed bluff the river here? And Ed is going to bet 1,000. And I think Jonas, if he called the turn, he's definitely going to call the river here. There's no way Ed is just going to value bet a queen or a king. If you play this back in your head, I cannot imagine that Jonas is going to fold for $1,000 here at the end. Yeah, he's going to make the call. If Ed had something like 7-9 of clubs, so be it. It's a nice play there by Jonas, correctly reading Ed on the turn.
Almost flush, don't count. Straight, little short.
And look at Liz. We're going to get a shot of Liz here after that hand. That's amazing. She's got a wad of cash in her hand.
Good call, Jonas. It was extremely nice of you. Do not do this again.
She's new player. Yeah.
You notice how Mike and Barry shut up when a pretty lady enters the table there? I haven't heard much from them now. Anybody else notice that? Oh yeah, Donna told them to watch the miles. That's what it was, yeah. They wouldn't be able to figure it out on their own, right? Yeah, probably not. Button looks like it's going to move over here to Jonas in seat number 9.
Here's the 10 in your rack. This is your desk for you. Okay. And then give me 5 back. Yeah, that's nice. No, I just don't want to drop all those.
Mike is gonna limp in here. Got a limp in here by seat 5. That's going to bring Barry in. Looks like Liz has got garbage here in the big blind. She's got Jack 3 offsuit. And we are going to see this 5 ways. It's a $200 pot. Queen 6-7 here with a couple diamonds. Barry's got a low flush draw over there. This is totally whiffed here on this board. Let's see. And Barry's not going to bet. He's going to take the card here. Takes the card with the diamond draw. The turn is a 6. I want to say Mike still has the best hand here with ace high. And now he's going to bet with ace high. He bets 240 here. And this is going to be interesting because if Barry calls here and he misses, he's not even going to get involved with the dry flush draw on the paired board. Not a bad play there. No, Liz folds there. The Jack 3 River would have been a third 6.
I had 2 left cards.
Liz was on an episode again of the circuit way back when in February, a week before David and I did the circuit. She was actually on the show Poker, the Big Poker Rounders show out of Vancouver, a show that I was also on. See, still in steps, step, and she was on the week before I was. There you go. But moves over here to seat 1.
I just got lucky to chip him.
Yes, you did.
Got a live straddle here by Mike. I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret here in a second. Now we got a raise here by Trish. Actually, she has just called the straddle here on the button. We're gonna see it 4 ways. Limped around. Liz has got a weak ace here, and Ed has got a weak ace. Here we go to the flop. Queen 8-5 with a couple of hearts. It's a $320 pot, 80 times 4 on the straddle. And it looks like this flop has pretty much missed everybody here. Now, is Mike going to just take a shot at it? Checked over to Trish. She checks. The turn is another 8. Liz has actually got the best hand here with a pair of 5s. Is she going to come out and bet? She does. She bets 300. She flop bottom pair. Is Ed going to call her with ace-9 here? Nope. Is Mike going to make a move on Liz? No. Going to pick a better spot. And Liz takes it down. So when we had dinner, quote unquote, before the show, Liz and I, Liz's agent Wendy, she had a different outfit on. And then all of a sudden, a couple minutes before the show, she comes in this nice orange, one piece there? 2-piece, 1-piece. Oh, she was in her dinner dress and then she changed into her poker dress. Is that what it was? Yeah. Let her hair down. Lovely. Looks like Liz has got garbage over there again. She's got Jack 4 offsuit. Trish raises it up here with a queen jack, and she does not get a call. Again, David and I will be back. David will be back tomorrow. We'll be doing an episode of the video blog. You got a couple more minutes to email us in with your hands for vlog in the subject line. Again, my email was pretty much down the entire show tonight. I could not get to emails, but hopefully that'll be fixed by the time I leave here tonight. I already have about 10 emails there in the buffer that I will review. And I'm going to go over a hand that I played with Mo this afternoon. It was a really interesting one for the video blog tomorrow. And again, congratulations, Daryl Praver, with the guest commentator win. I don't know what we would have done if we picked Barry Woods out. That would have been ridiculous. Liz looked like she folded a Jack 4 offsuit there. Ed is limped in. Mike is going to raise it up here to 220 with King Queen suited. And is Alex going to pull the? Is he going to re-raise here out of the blind with Queen 8? He is going to re-raise. 700 more here, and I don't think Mike is going anywhere. Alex has re-raised here with Queen 8. Mike has Alex dominated. Now Alex is on the short stack here. Mike loves to play a lot of hands, and he is going to call. And this pot is going to be $1,700 here. Here we go. Well, ace 7-10 here. Mike is totally whiffed here.
You told me that's what I give you. Throw me a white one, you cheap bastard.
Now, might try to take a stab at it, putting Alex on a big pocket pair, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. I think Mike thinks that Alex might have pocket kings, pocket queens, or pocket jacks, and he bets out. And if he checked it to Alex would have continuation bet, and Mike would have had to have check folded. In this case, he actually uses the up front position as an advantage. Sometimes we talk about aggressive players when they are first to act, being at the advantage because they are first to bet. Great example of that in that last hand.
It's my favorite play. Call any raise and check raise and flop it.
You would have called. You would have called. I don't know, I didn't give you credit.
But moves over here to seat 4.
The type of hand I'm looking for. No. Seriously.
Well, Liz has got pocket kings here in seat 2. We'll see her play this one. Let's see how much she's going to bring it in for.
So is Bard in there all by himself now?
What?
Is Bard in there all by himself now?
Yeah, you know what he's doing.
Oh, please. Come on, Barry.
What do you think?
Glad Liz didn't hear that. Ed calls with an ace-deuce offsuit. And Alex is going to call here with a little suited connector. That might bring Jonas in here with Jack-10. Liz is going to see this one 4 ways here. So here we go.
It's called Mr. Melissa.
4-way action.
Melissa.
$800 pot. Liz, the pre-flop raiser here with pocket kings. Oh, ace 5-5 here. And you know what? Ed's not going anywhere.
Hey, Mike, how much do you owe me now?
I assume Liz is going to take a stab. No, look, did she check? She checked it. She's got to figure, I guess she's figuring, you know what, somebody probably has an ace here.
Let's make it 500.
Ed is going to bet 500. Now remember, I was telling Liz about that Ed is usually not a bluffer. When he usually bets, he has something here. If she's just going to check fold here, it would be the right play.
I'm betting, pick up the pot, give you a
Obviously a bad flop for pocket kings. Is she going to get involved? Well, she's going to check call here. She's got to know that she's not going to get Ed off of a hand that turns a 6. Wow, no, it goes check. She's probably going to hope to see this check in a showdown. And she says, do you want to check it down? And Ed bets 100. He value bets Liz Lou for $100 at the end. Doesn't even give her a free ride. And she calls. And Ed takes it down there with the ace deuce.
Okay, take the 100 back.
What a brutal value bet on the river. Wow. Oh, and Ed said take the 100 back. Oh, what a nice guy.
Hey, when you suck down on me on the river, you take back like 2,000 or 3,000.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, is somebody talking to you, Bobby?
Berry stack right here.
Button moves over here to seat 5.
King 8 is a good playable hand.
It's so warm.
Why don't you buy yourself
Yeah,
a book?
King 8's a loss worse than Queen 9.
Why don't you, yeah, I got at least the possibility of a straight. You got shit. Why don't you take my money and buy yourself a book?
Stupid language.
Buy yourself a damn
Button moves
book.
over here to seat 5. Pocket aces here for Mike.
I have all the berries and chips.
That's right, last 4 weeks I've been in yours, Mike, so I'm not too upset. Yeah, well.
And Mike is going to raise it up here to $240.
I did.
You'll see where I've stacked you several times.
And he takes it down.
I remember I lost 2 big pots to you, Barry.
Whatever, Mike. You're never wrong, Mike. You're right. I stand corrected.
The funniest thing about all this is I can actually see the farthest.
Button moves over here to seat 4. Seat number 6, actually.
Pissing contest.
Ace King of Hearts here for seat number 7.
Barry's parents didn't listen to him as a kid, so he feels he has to talk a lot.
That's
Barry
right.
Woods has got ace, big slick suited. And look at this, Liz has got aces, and she limped in with them.
Yeah.
And Barry didn't raise it. Oh, wow, he didn't raise with ace, king of hearts. And Liz, she's got to be 6. She didn't get the limp re-raise in. And she has not raised it here, and there's a 3 flush on board. Barry's hit top pair. He's going to bet 100. King deuce 3 with a all flush on the board here. And she's going to raise.
Because I told you I didn't have a club. You're calling me, aren't you?
She's going to raise it up to 400 here. And Barry's going to call. Barry is in bad shape here, but can he use a club as a scare card? Well, the turn's a 4.
Okay, well, I'm off to bet 8.
And now Barry's going to check call the flop and lead on the turn. He bets 800 here.
You know the odds to call.
Does Liz want to get involved with this pot?
On the other hand, you could already have 2 points.
And she's going to raise. She's going to make it 2,000 here with.
Fuck it, I'm all in.
And Barry moves over the top, all in. And can Liz make this call? How much is it? Oh, this is unbelievable. Liz limped in with aces. She didn't get the limp re-raise in, and we're going to have to do a math problem here. Take the 2,000 in, so that makes 4,000 on the turn, plus how much more? The pot is probably 6,000 here.
2,040.
2,040. It's probably about an $8,000 pot, 2,000 for Barry to call. Liz is getting 4-1 here.
Let me see.
She's getting about 4-1. It's an $8,000 pot. And look at this. She turns her hand over. She's got 2 aces and she folds. And Barry Woods bluffed her out of the hand. Are you going to show it, Barry, like a gentleman?
What?
Wow.
She had me. I did help, though.
And there it is.
Wow.
Oh, my. Liz pulls the limp.
Oh.
Unbelievable stuff right there.
You thought you were good. I did,
Wow.
actually.
I mean, we're talking about a limp by Liz. Barry, who normally will raise that hand on the blind, he just calls. He bets out in the flop. Liz makes it 400. Barry calls. The pot's 1,000. Barry bets 800. Liz makes it 2,000. Barry calls. The pot's 5,000. Barry pushes over the top on the turn, so it's about a $7,500 pot. Somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 for Barry to call. Wow.
Yeah, that's what he knew. He knew
Well, like you with the king.
You're more of a kind of jinx people, not get jinxed.
I actually knew where I was with the king. I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was fucked.
Unbelievable hand there.
Was that your first communication?
Then I said, oh, shit.
And then you checked the turn.
I got the draw, and I said, God, let me get lucky. I was done with it.
120 is the total bet.
And the button moves over here to seat number 7.
Okay, Liz, I'm going to take a reverse right now. Come with that. Foster.
And we're heads up here. King 5-4 here with a couple of clubs.
Yes. Gentlemen.
So to make it more important is if Mike
Jack looks like he brought this one in for a raise. And Eddie's going to bet out here.
You guys are making
He bets 100, and he takes it
Alex,
down.
who the hell's talking?
Again, you know, that's some balls there by Barry Woods. And, you know, even though Liz was getting 3 or 4-1, she raised the flop, Barry called. Barry called the raise and led on the turn. She raised again, and Barry came over the top all in. I really can't fault Liz for making that laydown. I got to say, she didn't have, I mean, unless Barry was doing it with something like ace-king with the ace of clubs. I mean, yeah, you're getting 3.5 to 4-1.
It's your big line.
But sometimes you got to lay it down regardless of pot odds. I mean, Barry played that hand like he had a flush. And once again, for the second time tonight, I think Barry thought he was moving all in with the best hand.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm impressed.
And look at this, Barry rubs it into Liz.
I have a whole new respect for you.
From the old respect.
Yeah, well, that's
Or like,
that
Wow.
was just teenage lust. This is respect.
340.
$340 raise here
300 more.
by Mo with pocket
That's like
fives.
a swing does. Swing rate. Looks like swing. You
these
always do
three
that.
came
Show me
first
one.
and those three came
You only do it? Show me one.
And Liz ended up losing about half her stack there. She's down to about 2,500 now.
No, you show me now.
He'll show you in Vegas. Don't worry.
Come on. No, I'm going to show you. I got a great
Okay,
hand.
good.
I'll show you both. I got a great hand. Come on. I didn't show any rock, right? I didn't show any rock. Okay.
I saw in the reflection. It was one was red, the other was black. Oh, I saw one. What was it?
I couldn't beat. If it was one red and one black card, I couldn't beat that.
Again, we've got about, maybe 15 minutes left in the show. We just saw Liz Lou get mixed up with a big hand against Barry Woods. And Barry Woods as the bluffer. But again, you know, it's always an interesting case with Barry Woods. Did he think that he was actually did he actually think he had the best hand? You never know with him. I mean, it's very difficult to put Liz on aces. She didn't raise. She was trying to pull the limp re-raise, but
It may not be
just a wacky hand.
It's a parking lot, but you know.
You almost smoked on the turn I'm taking. This is, you know what?
If I call the turn, I call the river.
Look at Barry. He's having fun over there. Wow. Limp in there with ace-9. Liz folds.
If I think my hand is good on the turn, I'm not calling to move my hand on the turn. I'm not calling to try to hit it 2 hours.
Right.
If I think my hand is good on the turn, then the river was a break.
Four-way action here. 10-6-5 here with a couple of diamonds.
I am picking.
Looks like Mike's got the best hand here with a Jack-10. Wow, look at Ed's big monster hand here. Open-ended straight draw with the flush draw. 7-8 of diamonds.
Completely, even in suit.
Mike bets 150. And let's see what Ed is going to do. He's just going to call. Look at that. He's almost a 60-40 favorite. Mike has a pair already. Turns a king. Well, Mike is still in the lead with a pair of 10s. Check, check, and the river's a 5. And again, you watch how Mike plays Ed. You know, it's almost like he goes a little easy on him, but he doesn't. He's just, you know, he's probably going to make this call. It's a $500 bet here. The only thing is you might be scared that Ed has a 5. And that's what Mike is asking him. But he makes the call. He didn't want to build that pawn up any bigger there, which is Jack 10. But he makes the call there at the end, and he takes down almost a $2,000 pot. And I think he was a little worried that Ed might have had a 5 there.
How'd you miss that? How'd you miss that hand?
I haven't hit a 50-outer since I don't know when. How do you play it so
Again, we are here live at the bike. We stream live cash games every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 Pacific time. It's kind of a free night for everyone tonight. We're planning on going to subscription service.
Hold on to the gun.
I think I folded every under.
Button moves over here to
the other hand you gave me that sucks.
seat number 2. Pocket queens here for Ed.
Here you go. Give me a good hand, will you?
Mo is going to raise it up here with ace 10. He's going to make it 220 to go.
Make it 620.
And Ed is going to re-raise here with pocket queens. He re-raises.
Tightest player on the table is you raising?
Oh, trust me, I've seen him. It's no big deal.
And I think this is an easy lay down here for Mo.
Está muy pequeño.
Wow, Mo's going to call out of position here with ace. Well, he's actually in position with ace 10. And this pot's going to be quickly $1,300. Heads up. I'm a little surprised that Mo made this call. Wow, and Ed checks. And Mo takes the card. Turns the queen. Ed makes a set now. It goes check, check, and the river's a 5. And Ed checked again. 3 queens are good there. Wow.
He's my buddy.
He's trying to make a huge hand, man.
He was trying to induce a bluff.
Butt moves over here to seat 3 to Ed.
I tried to push him out, but we tell him not.
Had a lot of fun here tonight on Live with the Bike. Well, you wonder if Liz is going to stick around for a while, take some of these guys' money after the show ends. Obviously, the game continues on after the show ends.
See, Jonas, between me and Mo exists this quality that you will never understand. It's called respect, it's called honor, it's called gentlemanship.
Is that what we have, Ed?
Now let me ask you a question. Do you feel that way right after you come to?
Oh,
we got a woman here.
Jesus. Come on. Are you
That is
kidding
so
me?
wrong.
Come to the party. Come to the party.
You guys didn't talk
Why
about
are you saying
How vulgar.
how I feel?
I'm just wondering when you roll over and look at his eyes.
Okay.
That way, or do you just say that to get him into it?
Okay, you're doing that crap again to me, Liz.
Liz is going to raise it up here. She's going to make it 320 to go. She's got king 6 of diamonds.
Bart, should I call?
Barry, you've got
Blink a little light.
king 10 off suit here. It's not really a great hand to call out of position to a raise. He does have Liz dominated, though.
I got you out once.
Folds. But Jonas is going to call. Now, Liz has Jonas dominated.
I would have called.
So here we go.
You want to take it back? I'll take my cards back.
Pot is about 700 bucks. Oh, wait a minute. Jonas folded. Excuse me. It looked like he made the call, but he actually folded. I thought we were going to get heads up there, 5-6 against king 6. But he folded. Liz takes down some dead money there, plus the blinds. Again, we are here live, unedited, unscripted. I'm Bart Hanson, live at the bike, playing 20-40 no limit hold'em, brown chips, $10 chips, white chips are $100 chips.
Pay attention if it is stupid. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't play.
And again, you know, it's funny. Liz thought that this was a tournament, and you wonder if Alex thought it was a tournament too. Because obviously Alex knows it's not a tournament, but the way that he played tonight, and I'm not saying he played necessarily all that badly, but he really played it like you were playing a tournament. Bringing in hands early position with ace rag. Re-raising out of position big with pocket 10s.
Don't call him Baldy, I take it personally. Call
Now,
him Baldy.
we got a re-raise here by Mike with ace queen. He makes it 420, and Barry instantly calls with jack 10. Liz had limped in with an ace 9 offsuit. And is Ed going to overcall? Ed's just gambling. He's got deuce 7 offsuit. He makes the call to the raise. Here we go, $1,200 pot, 3-way action. And Barry's got, Mike is flop top 2. Barry's got a pair and a gut shot. Ed is totally missed.
Kind of stupid, I have to.
And I don't know if Barry's going anywhere. And Ed's just going to bluff at it. He's going to bet 630 here. And is Mike just going to call? Wow, that's a really connected board just to call with ace queen. The pot now is I want to say it is $2,400. $600 for Barry to call. He still might not even get involved, but a very connected board for Mike just to call there with. Barry would need to hit a 10 here. He would need to hit a queen. There's a 2 flush on board. But you got to start thinking, what would Mike smooth call with on that flop? Flop is so coordinated.
Come on, man. It's only
If
600
the
bucks.
asshole wasn't it, I'd do a call.
Who's the asshole?
And Barry's going to fold. And Ed is basically drawing dead here to running cards. Well, he's hit one of his cards. He needs to hit a 7 now. And he's going to bet again.
Actually, you're a bald-headed asshole.
He's going to bet 500, and Mike is going to raise him. He's going to make it 15.
I got ace queen.
And he tells him, he says, I got ace queen, Ed. Ed is basically drawing here to 2 outs if he makes this call. He needs a 7. This would be one of the worst beats in the history of Live at the Bike if it comes. And he makes the call. Oh, my boy. Here we go. Oh, the river's an 8. Oh, that would have been so sick. That would have been Bartgasm sick. $4,500 pot here to the river. Ed checks. Mike bets $1,500, and Ed calls him with a 7. He made the call. And that pot escalates to $8,000. Ed went the whole way with a pair of 7s. Mike wins an $8,000 pot there with top 2. Look at Liz. Wow. That's all we can say. I mean, that would have been, like I said, that would have been the sickest beat in the history of Live at the Bike if running 7s had come for Ed.
He goes absolutely fucking bonkers, man.
Wow. So Mike wins a big pot there with ace queen.
Easy, Alex. Come on. Just see a fucking flop, dude.
I gotta account for both of these guys calling right now.
Limp around here to the
The
button.
other one probably will. So I can't do a simple little.
Alex,
raise.
do
Okay,
what you
200
want
you
to
get
do,
me to
but do
call
it in
too.
a hurry,
Just
okay?
200
Most
more.
likely I'm leading.
Now, is he going to pop it up here on the
Maybe
button?
re-raise and
No,
that'll
no,
be
no. I promise 240.
He hasn't acted yet. The action is on him.
Any more, I'm not
Jack has got ace-king suited. I get a feeling that Jack might push in over the top. Yeah, there it is.
Okay,
There it is. He pushes in over the top with ace-king, and he's in great shape here.
That's the problem.
12-20 total.
Guys played like 7 hands.
12-20 total.
He had more money when he started.
And this is probably the correct move here on the short stack here for Jack. I mean, if Ed calls here, it's a pure gamble. Ed's actually not in that bad shape. A couple of the aces are dead and a couple of the kings are dead. Is he going to make this call with Jack 8? Is he going to make the call with Jack 8? He makes the call with Jack 8 for $1,200. And Alex looks like he's got King 9 over there. I can't imagine how he can overcall.
$200.
Alex is in horrible shape here. He is dominated by Jack.
I wanted him in. I wanted one player. Not tied with Tyson.
Again, I mean, nothing wrong with raising on the button there, but again, I just think Alex has played it almost a little too aggressive and too many hands in this cash game. Here we go. $2,500 board run, ace-king against Jack 8. Oh, there's the king. And Ed's going to need to, and Ed has an 8. He could catch a Jack or an 8 here on the river. Well, the river's a 10, and Jack is going to double through there with the ace-king.
That's stupid.
I would have made all that money.
And again, Ed calls pretty much the all-in.
I had a 10.
1,200 cold here with Jack 8 of hearts.
Oh, with that, he didn't have that much. He didn't have that much.
Unbelievable action here live at the bike. Again, tomorrow join us. Probably going to be doing a 3-5 blinded 200 max game Thursday. 3 to 5 we're going to do. We're going to do 3 to 5 tomorrow? Okay. And then join us Friday for our 10-20 no limit. Collection pot here.
Since when is King Queen a fucking $440 raising game?
Against 6 limpers, and sure, I'll take the $200-300 or one loose call.
Yeah, because it worked pretty well that time, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked great.
Button moves over here to seat number 6. Mike's got pocket jacks. And he looks like he just limped in there.
Hey,
Wow, and you know what? Alex might get in trouble here because it looks like Alex has got pocket eights. Does he have pocket eights here or 7-8? Yeah, he's got eights. He might push here. He's on the short stack. I get a feeling that Mike is going to pull the limp re-raise here, and I don't know if Alex is going anywhere. I get a feeling that Alex might go broke here. Yep, there we go. Ed calls, and I think Mike is going to re-raise. He's going to pull the limp re-raise here with jacks, and there it is. I get a feeling that a big stack of white chips is coming in here. Looks like it was about a $300 raise. Ed makes the call. The action's over to Mike. And I think what Mike might be thinking is, well, how do I extract the most money out of this pot? It looks like Alex has got about $1,400 left. And Mike is just going to call. He is just going to call. Okay, well, $1,200 pot here to the flop. And Mike's got top set. I assume he's going to play this for a check raise. Alex might push, and Alex would be drawing to running diamonds here or running quads.
Again, I am obligated to say that you're free rolling. You should not check. Just muck it. You're free rolling.
You know, it's funny. Mike is going to check. I think that's the right play, obviously. Now, when we get against a short stack, it is correct to play it tricky. I always am a big proponent of betting your hand, but in this case, I think this is 100% the correct move for Mike to check raise here with jacks. Alex has moved all in for 1440. He's made a pot size all-in bet. Mike is going to call, and Alex needs running cards here. Running eights or running diamonds. The turn is a 9. Now he can catch a 10 for a straight. Does not come. Mike's going to take it down there with the 3 jacks. And Alex, I think he started with, I want to say maybe 4,000, 5,000. Unfortunately for him, had a couple of bad hands there. It looks like he's getting up. Looks like he's getting up.
Good night, gentlemen and lady.
Thanks, Alex.
Killed me.
Button moves over here to seat number 7. They actually all started with a spiral downhill for Alex when he tried to make a 3-barrel bluff at Ed. There's a good look at Alan there. He tried to shoot out 3 bluffs at Ed, and Ed called them with what was second pair there to the board on the river. 8-9.
Everybody loses a lot better than he does.
Well, Ed is going to raise it up here again. He's got 7-6 of clubs. Going to make it 120 to go. Got about 5 minutes left in the show here.
Got a period, Baldy? You got a period, Baldy?
Mike calls with Jack 9 of spades. King Jack in there, Barry Woods. And it looks like Jonas is in there with a weak ace. From up front. 8 deuce 4 here with a couple spades. Mike's got a flush draw. He did not bet. He takes the card. The turn is a 6. Jonas checks. Ed's picked up a pair of 6s. And now Mike is going to semi-bluff here. He's going to bet 600 here with overs and a spade draw. You wonder if he was trying to check raise Barry Woods. I don't think Ed's going anywhere, though. It's a $600 bet here by Mike. And wait a minute, Jonas is called in between with ace-7. He made the call, and that brings Ed in. And this pot is quickly $2,500. Here we go to the river. Well, the river is a 10. And Ed's got the best hand here with a pair of 6s. It's a $2,500 pot. Is Mike going to make a big bluff at it here at the end? He's going to have to bluff 2 people out of the hand. The action is on Ed right now. It's a $2,500 pot. Wow, and Mike is going to make the bet. He's going to bet 15. And now here's the question for Jonas. It's a really interesting position to be in. Can he call here thinking his ace high is good because he thinks Mike is on a total bluff? But he's got to realize that Ed doesn't put any credence in the fact that Ed would be over-calling Jonas. If Ed's going to call with a pair of 6s here, he's going to call with a pair of 6s. And here comes the inherent problem. Jonas calls with ace high. Is Ed going to over-call with a pair of 6s here? Against a normal opponent, it's an automatic fold for an overcall here. But I've seen Ed make calls with weaker hands, and that's what's going to kill Jonas if Ed calls here.
So Jonas is the only pro player?
Look at that. Ed says six, and look at that. He gets it to fold. Ed does not overcall with 6-7, and Jonas wins it with ace high. What a great hand.
My God.
It's a sick call with Ed in between. I got to tell you, I handed to Jonas there. I just thought it was a little bit risky when Ed's in between there and can call with anything. You know, he might call with a 10, he might call with an 8, he might call with a 6.
That's what it might be good. I know. I don't like when you say that. I thought you told me like a 4 or something.
Good bet, Mike.
That's 4-5.
And I normally
Beat
do
absolutely
only
nothing.
1500.
It actually was a good bet.
It was a good bet. You got him out.
If you would have been in early position, I would have folded.
Bud's going to move over to Mo. Wow, that was one of the most interesting hands that I have ever seen on the show. Jonas calls in the middle, gets Ed to fold the pair because Ed cannot overcall. It reminds me of that story that Doyle Brunson wrote up, I think it was in Super System, when he called the guy with Jack high, specifically putting him on a misdraw and getting a guy behind him to fold a weak top pair.
What do you, Alex Power?
Unbelievable.
You're just so good. Like I bow to you. I really do. Especially your choice.
The beautiful Liz Liu. She's down a couple thousand there. Barry Woods bluffing her out of the hand with ace king.
I said bow, not bow.
We're done, right?
I don't bow to you.
Now it looks like Jack is just limped in here with pocket
You wish,
tens.
Mike. You wish.
Like they do in...
Where are we at? Are we on?
Why are we still
Yeah.
out here? It's after 10.
Donna, you can tell them that we're actually going to do one more hand after this hand.
Who raised? Oh, Trish, you still playing tonight?
Now Trish is going to actually raise it up here with ace king. Is Jack going to pull the push here? No, he's just going to call with tens. It's a $200 raise here out of Trish from the big blind.
I'd fold aces.
And we are going to see a $1,000 pot go 4 ways. We cannot see Ed's hand. Jack, 6-7, couple clubs. From what we can see, Jack has the best hand.
100 with different suits.
Well, Ed's going to fold, so obviously he doesn't have a piece of that. Trish bets 400. And Mike is going to call with a gut shot, and is that going to get Jack out? Jack can't overcall with tens. And here we go to the turn. This actually might piss Jack off a little bit. You wonder if this goes to showdown, Mike actually backs into a pair here. The funny thing about that is you talk about when two players don't play against each other. If Mike had missed and Jack had folded, would Jack have gotten upset about that because he would have won it with pocket tens? This is going to be the last hand of the night here, folks. I hope everybody enjoyed having the poker diva Liz Liu sitting on the table there in seat 2 join us. Sorry to get her. We had a chance to see her play for about 45 minutes. So last hand of the night. And then we're going to give away, looks like 3 poker DVDs. Poker night games and other card-playing tricks with America's #1 con man, Todd Robbins. So we're going to pick that out of the bin again. Okay, we're going to pick 3 archive subscribers to give these DVDs away. So. Got an ace-queen here for Mo. He has not played a hand.
Raise, make it 200 total.
And Mo is going to raise it up here to 200. And Liz is going to call here with king 10. Very, very difficult hand to play out of position in a no-limit cash game. She makes the call. Mike is going to come in with 5-3 offsuit. And is that going to bring Barry in here with 8-10? Well, here we go. Multi-way action here. About a $900 pot going 4 ways.
Don't get me excited. I don't like popping a Woody.
I'd have to go like Barry. That's if I could watch the song.
Queen 6-7. Nice flop for Mo.
Wouldn't even let me watch the Wouldn't that give you a lot of satisfaction to see another
$900 pot. And Mo is going to come and bet. He bets 800. Liz is going to get away from it. That's probably going to get it done.
No, I got better class than that. I pick a better car.
I mean, Barry's got a gut shot to the 9. That's going to do it there. So Mike, again, one of the pretty big winners of the night. Seat number 4. What else is new?
Hard to believe that somebody would do that.
It's a huge win again for Mike. About, I want to say maybe $16,000, $17,000 winner. Unbelievable. So here we go. We're going to draw 3 more names here out of this bin to give away this poker DVD. Again, thanks everybody for joining
I want to
us.
get somebody to pressure your system.
So
Yeah, that look like this, right? It just doesn't do it.
get in here.
Yeah, it's called being out in the sun.
Pick out one more name.
You know what? The way they talk, you would think that
All right.
Mike molests very soft. That's what you would think.
I picked it randomly.
Nothing to do with him.
David Kelsey, number 1. David Kelsey. Richard Hickman, R.D. Hickman, a frequent emailer of Live at the Bike.
That was my bad.
And Isaac Haxton. Isaac Haxton. So those 3 guys will get a Poker Tricks DVD sent to them. Again, you can join us tomorrow. This Poker Night Games and other card-playing tricks with America's #1 con man, Todd Robbins. A big thanks to Liz Liu and Martin's Poker. We'll be back here tomorrow for 300, 500, no limit hold'em. For Bart Hansen, good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's done already, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.